Fanatic Best of Podcasts are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app.
B-Pod Studios.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Let the party begin!
The show starts now.
Welcome aboard the John Kincaid Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. 6 a.m. hours brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White here for the pro. And we are so glad that you've gotten up early with us this morning. And I would suggest that if you are heading out today, if you're somebody that listens at home or watches on YouTube or otherwise, you maybe give yourself like 10 or 15 extra minutes today because the road's a little crazy today. Connor and Bob both having to navigate an overturned tractor trailer. Jamie, did you have anything? Did the limo driver have any problems navigating your community?
No, I almost slipped in the Wawa parking lot, though.
You took the chopper today, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was chopper day.
Yeah.
It was chopper day.
The roads
I almost went down in front of two dudes. It was bad.
Well, how'd you slip? I don't
Sorry,
understand.
how? What? The yellow lines in the parking spot.
Save that, Pat.
Yeah, they're a little slippier than the slippier.
Now we know how Jamie
slippy.
Now we know how Jamie gets
More
his money.
slippier.
You almost went down in front of two guys.
You almost went down in front of two
at the
dudes.
Wawa.
Yeah.
And you cut your foot on
And I got
it?
the flip-flops on, so I skidded and almost fell, and coffee went anywhere.
I got to tell you, it's past October 1st. Flip-flops have to go away.
Not
The
yet.
flip-flops, it's beyond
I'm still in
flip-flop
shorts.
weather. Well, shorts is fine. It's hot and humid.
Yeah, I
By
got
the
the
way,
hot feet.
when does this crap stop? When does it stop?
I put on the AC last night.
Oh, my gosh. My AC wouldn't shut off last night as a call is into the warranty department. It would not just, it just kept blowing cold air.
Oh, my AC will stay on until November.
Oh, you see, I love having the,
yeah.
What's the temperature set at, though?
60.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
What?
I'll take a picture of it.
What is your electric bill?
No personal
Must
questions.
be crazy.
Wait, you put Jack I'm on the John Kincaid show. I'm doing very well for myself.
Oh, my gosh. 74, the air conditioner kicks on for
60?
74.
74.
60's a bit harsh.
Are you a freaking polar
I'm not
bear?
asking you jagaloons to sleep over. Good.
Well, Jamie might be in the Wawa
Jamie might be
parking
going
lot.
down with two dudes, but I'm not
In the
asking
Wawa
you guys to
parking
come
lot.
over to my place.
Well, we found out some revealing things about Jamie in the first segment.
Down
there.
in front of two dudes.
In front of two dudes. That's even worse. Look, I'm not making grand proclamations on Nick Sirianni. It's way too early. I do know that a quarter of the way into his first season, I believe the game as a play caller is too fast for him. He's never done it before. I get that. There's going to be a learning curve. I'm also not a believer that learning to be an NFL head coach and learning to be an offensive play caller, two things that he hasn't done, that's some dramatic music, should come in the same season. I believe it was a miscalculation on his part. He wants control, obviously, but he's struggling with the pace of play and needing to make calls on the fly. He has admitted in his own words that he has gotten lost in the midst of games. And his lack of balance in play calling shows that. I'm going to tell you something today at 8 o'clock that will blow your mind. And it will blow your mind. And I'm going to make a case that 4 games into the season, there is malpractice going on in the NFL. And Nick Sirianni's crew will want to listen to it. Look, he's anxious. He's like a cat in a hot tin roof. I wish, in retrospect, that Nick Sirianni had not decided to learn to be a head coach and learn to be a play caller in the same year. Because in that part of his job and that part of his administration right now, I'll say assessment, it's not working. And that's where we begin the 6 a.m. hour with Bob Cooney, Jamie Lynch, Pat Egan, the coach, Eric Camille. Heavy Chevy's back from California. Connor's with you. Your phone just right there. Anytime you want to reach him at 610-632-0975 on the John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic. Never being a play caller, never being a head coach, learning both of those jobs in the same season. And now there are, because I'm a geek, going back over Nick Sirianni press conferences, now there are 5 this regular season where he's commented on it. I want you to hear, before we go to Bob, I want you to hear from Nick Sirianni about the sort of like the pace of the game and calling plays and everything from yesterday.
I think if you go back and look, the types of tempo we ran this game and the type of tempo we ran in the San Francisco game was very similar. There was a lot of tempo that we used in that San Francisco game. There was a lot of tempo that we used this last game. Hey, in this game it worked for the offense, and in the San Francisco game it didn't work. I mean, so I understand that, when it works and when you're going up and down the field that there's going to be praise, and when it doesn't, there's going to be criticism.
He's aware there's going to be criticism, there's going to be praise. I have a lot of critique about the game plan, and going and looking around the NFL, Bob, I got a lot of critique about that. And today at 8 o'clock, I promise you, something that you will not believe that the Eagles are doing with Jalen Hurts. But as far as Nick Sirianni, to learn 2 jobs on the fly, learn on the fly, I think he made a mistake not letting Shane Steichen or somebody else call plays.
Well, it worked for 2 of the last 3 Eagles coaches. Like Andy Reid came here never having called plays as a quarterback coach and never was a head coach. It worked. Doug Peterson, I
think it worked. It's Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. The BS story that he called plays in with Andy Reid. I think we all know that wasn't true. So in Andy Reid and Doug Peterson, you had 2 guys come in that were head coaches and had never called plays before, and it kind of worked. The funny thing is, John, about this is what you say that he said the game got too fast for him.
He's used some version 5 different times since the regular season started of the game got away from me. I sort of got lost in it. I got, the game's moving fast, and they can't get plays in on time. By the way, 6 on Sunday that they had either, come on, get the play in, or they had to take a timeout, or they had to, whatever system, the relay system they're using or something is not smooth.
And here's the scary part, is that the Eagles are at their best when they're going fast.
I agree.
So when you're going fast, obviously you have to be coaching fast, you have to be moving fast, calling plays fast, all of that. I always said, like a first-year coach, I think the hardest thing to do, no matter the sport, is to slow yourself and the game down. Like I said against Dallas, he tried to stay with the wheel instead of slowing the wheel down and bringing it back into his, comfort zone. So if he wants to go fast, that's a really hard way to learn how to coach. But if that's the best your team can be is playing fast, he better learn it damn fast.
To learn 2 jobs on the fly, and head coach is all encompassing on game day. You have to be aware of everything, James. You got to be talking to everybody in that headset. You got to be.
Yeah. During your open there, my mind went to Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, and kind of to Bob's point, he presented he was going to be the play caller in his interview process. They decided that they were okay with the learning lumps and curves that this guy was going to have because they've been through it before with Doug and Andy and the inexperience in play calling there. So I think it's something maybe either they believe in or they believed in him enough to give him that opportunity to learn on the fly. And that's what you're seeing because, Andrew and I were watching the second half in here and we were both like, seems like it's taking a while to get some of these play calls in.
If you go back and watch the 15-minute Eagle game, you go back and watch the quick tape of it, you will see various times Jalen Hurts going,
yeah, it was 5 seconds left.
Come on. Let's go.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
And
that's not putting Jalen Hurts in a position to succeed.
Sure, but I don't think
that puts pressure on a young man who already feels immense pressure.
Yeah, but that doesn't shock me at all that he's struggling with the flow of it because that's something that you just have to learn on the fly if you don't have past experience. And Jeffrey and Howie said we're cool with it, so I'm cool with it, I guess.
I'm not saying that he can't do it, and I'm not saying that it won't work out, Pat, but I don't remember, and maybe somebody will point me to something, and because I looked last night, I don't remember Andy Reid. People saying Andy Reid was struggling with learning to be a head coach, learning to the pace of play calling and things like that. I don't remember that. And I don't remember, honestly, I don't remember it with Doug Peterson.
No, not
and the
not
recency
really.
bias.
No,
yes.
and I thought the same thing. I didn't really remember a ton about Doug, but it is concerning. He keeps bringing it up. No one else was really bringing it up. The fact that he keeps bringing it up, the fact that it's on his mind, I don't have a problem with a leader that knows their limitations. That's fine, but you can know your limitations and not do anything about it. That's a problem. If you know your limitations, you need to do something about it. And if your limitation is play calling because it's too much on your plate, okay, fine, then give it up.
He had a good plan on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
and the problem is that what I don't understand is this. He could have that plan laid out. This is what we're going to do. And he can tell Shane Steichen before a series, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be in hurry up. I want to be this. And he can even overrule a call. Many head coaches will have a play caller, and they can overrule it anytime they want. He doesn't have to do both jobs. He can dictate what they're going to be doing and let Shane Steichen call it. Because then you don't have the double relay system, which right now, the play call goes to Steichen. Steichen goes to Jalen Hurts, if I'm understanding correctly from the roundabout way that Nick Sirianni tells the story. He can cut out the middleman. He doesn't have to be involved. He can just say before the series, okay, Shane, you know what I want to do here? We're going hurry up. I want you to we need to pass the ball. Let's get your 3 best pass plays going. Let's get it going here. Let's keep it moving.
He's trying to prove himself. He's trying to make a name for himself. So he goes, give me it all. I understand why he would want to do it. And I
understand why he'd want to do it, no question.
And I think it's going to take a whole hell of a lot for him to give it up. I mean, we saw it with Doug. People over the course of the 3-4 years, it was only 3, said, Doug, give up the play calling. You got to stay in the flow of the game. I remember those calls and those things. So I don't think it's anything new. I'm hoping he'll learn quicker rather than later. But
with Doug though, I don't remember it being Doug with pace of play.
Not pace, but people.
Because Doug was an NFL quarterback. Doug understands the NFL. Yeah. Doug was a quarterback. It was more like
run the ball and be more. Yes, but people wanted Doug to give up play calling,
and you never hear run the ball nowadays.
No, never.
I swear to you, 3 times on Sunday, I never remember. And people who were in the stadium, if someone was in the stadium. 610-632-0975. I never remember hearing the entire not the entire stadium, a large portion of the fan base going, run the ball, run the ball. People were screaming it right before the Gainwell touchdown. People were screaming in the stadium, and it was unified. Run the ball. He run 7-yard touchdown. He's absolutely... He refuses to run the ball in the red zone.
But it wasn't a problem on Sunday.
But he refuses to do something that every other team in the NFL does. So I'm expected to think this is boy genius? That he's smarter than the room?
I didn't say that, but Sunday, the offense didn't have a problem moving the ball.
It's about long term. It's not about just one little game. In one little game, it worked against one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
I thought it was a complete overblown reaction on Sunday. Like, I watched a video of a podcaster, Everything's Fine, I think Kyle's his name. And he was just interviewing people leaving the stadium. Every single person, run the ball, Nick, run the ball,
because it matters.
The offense was fine on Sunday.
Okay, in one instance, it was.
Yeah,
but that's not the big picture.
Well, the big picture is do whatever works week to week. I don't care.
Yeah, at some point you're going to have to establish it, and you're going to have confidence in it, and you're going to have to show your team that you have confidence in it. You're right. I mean, Sunday they didn't punt the ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sunday's great.
So
sure.
we really can't. At some point, though, you're going to have to rely on it. At some point, you're going to face a team that's probably not very good against the run, and maybe they're very good against the pass. I'm not saying you go out and practice your running game against Kansas City. I mean,
you don't have to practice it. They're one of the weakest teams against the run in the NFL, and you had no balance again. Yeah, you refused to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the only concern I had about the running game on Sunday was, okay, it seemed to be an opponent that you could have done it well against, so why not try? But to the argument against myself is, like Jamie said, there really can't be any arguments against the offense on Sunday.
Could they have maybe, if they had run the ball, you think they may have been more successful and not had to settle for field goals? Are you telling? Is someone trying to tell me
penalties.
that that if they had run the ball, they may not have actually been able to convert some of those into touchdowns and not field goals?
On the goal lines, I will agree with you.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's absolutely adverse to running the ball in the red zone, which, by the way, in the NFL is common practice, especially within the 10. Common practice.
I think both situations right now are true. I think the offense obviously did move. It's hard to argue that. They didn't punt. But when you get to the red zone and you abandon, 50% of what everybody does, which is run the ball and you zero in on passing plays, you have your quarterback constantly in shotgun.
Your 7-game starter in the NFL quarterback.
There's not a lot of room to do anything.
Counter argument. I mean, they had 3 touchdowns called back.
They did. They're called back, though.
Like Greg Ward, if that's a legit NFL wide receiver, that's a touchdown. Zach Ertz is a missed throw.
It was a touchdown.
Both.
It's a good throw. It's a touchdown.
I mean, he probably should have had it, but yes, I agree a little more. But they scored. It was their own doing that. Like, I have no problem with the game plan on Sunday. They didn't punt. They had 3 touchdowns called back.
But Jamie, they cheated.
It's the
3 touchdowns all on passes, too.
That's my point.
The big thing, though, is that it's not going to be. And I'll make the case today. It'll blow your mind what Nick Sirianni is doing to Jalen Hurts today at 8. I'm telling you, it will blow your mind.
Well, let me ask you
what he thinks.
We were talking about expectations yesterday, and I think the expectation going into Sunday's game was that they were going to run the ball because they didn't do it the previous week really at all. Does that put something into this? I mean, the fact that everybody expected them to run the ball and then they weren't, even though the offense was moving, and to Jamie's point, they did have 3 touchdowns called back. Was it something that people were just using as an excuse to harp on because they expected it to happen and it didn't?
I think it's that you can't win in the NFL if you are one-dimensional. And more importantly, you are not smarter than the room. You're not smarter than every other NFL head coach. You haven't come up with a plan that's smarter. This is supposed to be a year about laying a foundation. This is supposed to be a year about seeing if Jalen Hurts is your quarterback and laying a foundation for what you want this organization to be. And being the absolute pass happy with a guy 7 games in his NFL career doesn't make sense as a strategy for long-term success of the franchise.
490 yards is 490 yards of offense. I don't care how it comes.
You can give me all the yards you want. There was so much mop-up yards on Sunday. It was like clean up on aisle 5. There were so many soft zone yards to be had on Sunday. And catch-up yards that you can give me yards all you want.
Who's the guy that's auditioning the most this year for the future of this organization?
Jalen Hurts.
Am I going to find out what kind of quarterback he is by him handing the ball off?
Yes.
I'm not
a total offense. Yes.
I'm saying I wonder if that's their thinking.
It could be.
You know what I mean?
It could
I wasn't being a wise.
No, it could be. No, very well could be.
I'm wondering. It just popped into my head.
It's a better theory. It's when you hear the numbers today, it blows me away.
Yeah,
what they're thinking to do, and if they're doing that to this kid, they're not helping him. That doesn't help him win games. That doesn't help him go out there and have a successful season.
Is this year about winning games and successful season though?
No.
That's where I really struggle with this year.
Go in and tell that to Jason Kelsey.
Go in and tell
that to the veterans on this team.
Well, it all goes back to what is the front office thinking? Is their thinking, like I told you, I read a story this year from a guy that I trust that
Howard
said
Roseman doesn't know what he's doing.
He talked to people.
Adam, stop. You're on tomorrow.
He talked to people in the Eagles. Well, he had sources that say the Eagles organization does not believe Jalen Hurts is the guy moving forward.
And that was the week before the season, right?
This could be.
Wasn't that like the week before the season that laid down?
Him.
And they're just throwing him to the wolves. Because they are not doing him favors. They're not doing him any favors as far as to say he can go out there and lead this team to something that's going to be winning. The strategy they're using isn't there. But we'll get into more of that throughout the course of the morning. A lot of that discussion. Safe Auto, by the way, offers Pennsylvania State minimum car insurance for less than 70 cents a day. Visit safeauto.com or call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Play it safe with Safe Auto. Bob, I don't want to cut short on Cooney's Corner here. I don't want to do that to you. So I'm going to keep it. No, I don't want to cut it short. So I'm going to hold off on that for a second. The looking ahead to this Carolina game. Is it the 85 Bears? Or am I hearing, the Carolina Panthers. So I watched the 15-minute version of the Carolina Panthers game last night. This ain't the 85 Bears they're playing.
No, it's a very winnable game on Sunday.
And I've got to tell you that looking at their defense, I don't think that their defense really played the Cowboys that much distinctly better than the Eagles defense did.
Cowboys offense is damn good.
It's really amazing. It really is. It looks really, really good.
Really, really
good.
But
I didn't think their defense played the Cowboys that much better. Their offense played the Cowboys better, but their defense didn't play the Cowboys that much better.
I'm not worried about their defense because their defense is, mediocre. It's kind of rebuilding. They've put a lot of draft stock and draft capital into it. Their offense, though, I think torches this Eagles defense. And I think that's why they lose this game. It's not so much the Carolina defense, it's the Eagles defense.
Sam Darnold torching someone. I guess I'm just, in my mind, I'm thinking, I think he could have a good game, but I don't know that I use the word like Sam Darnold's going to go out and just show out again.
No, I'm not worried about that. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's, I guess, going to be out again.
It looks out again.
Yeah, I mean, Chuba Hubbard. Or Chubba Hubba.
I love me some Chubba Hubbard.
Chuba.
Chuba? I thought it was Chubby. What's the Ben and Jerry's ice cream?
Chubby Hubby.
Chubby Hubby.
It always comes back to food.
It's Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
Oklahoma State,
right? Good name, Chuba.
I think he's an Oklahoma State guy.
We love Chuba.
He's the guy that Matt Rule called him, and he called him and told him, if you're on the board, we'll take.
I promise his mother.
Something like that. I'm going to be there.
And DJ Moore, one of Philly's finest. Yep. He's a hell of a wide receiver.
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, they say, is wearing a lobster bib as he's watching the Eagles defense tape. He just has to constantly
as long as they get him across the middle with linebackers, he's fine.
He has to constantly mop the drool off his face. So, hey, Martin Law is the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Bob believes that the best job done by someone on Sunday may have been done by someone that we didn't even talk about yesterday, didn't even get to on the show, which is crazy. And it was great as the Phillies season came to an end that we got to hear from Phillies general manager Bryce Harper again yesterday with his plans for the offseason. Bryce has another plan of marching order for everybody else in the organization. We'll share those thoughts coming up. Be careful out there on the roadways today. There was, by the way, this Schuylkill. As I drive down 76 now in the morning on my new path, people do amazing rates of speed when there is no one on the road in the Schuylkill.
Yeah, I almost went down in front of two dudes.
I missed that at the Wawa.
Mm-hmm. It was a show.
I missed that. People are speeding in this rain.
You should see Lincoln Drive.
Is it crazy or what?
It's like Fast and Furious in the morning.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know who the idiots are that are passing me doing, and I'm like doing 72, 71, and they are, I mean, like rockets, and the roads are wet. Be careful. We want you here tomorrow for the John Kincaid Show. We'll get to it next. Stick around. John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has a Week 5 offer every football fan should jump on. New customers can bet $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. I think that's going to happen. The last 0-0 tie in the NFL was 1943, so I'd say this is a no-brainer. DraftKings customers can also get skin in the game with same-game parlays. You can combine multiple bets within the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC. Bet just $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. That's code FANATIC. This week at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
97.5 The Fanatic.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has an amazing offer for new customers. Bet just $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC. That's code FANATIC this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincaid Show on The Fanatic. Our friends at NJ Diet want to reset your metabolism. You can lose that summer vacation weight with NJ Diet. It only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds. Go to njdiet.com or call 8555-NJ-DIET. Do that. By the way, we will have a Know the Show today at 9:45. Be listening all day long. And at 9:45, there will be an autographed Flyers jersey given away today to someone that knows the show. So,
Shane Gostisbehere.
I think
he got traded.
I think there was some
Nolan Patrick.
I think there was some eavesdropping going on.
Jake Forge.
Because we were talking about, Bob said this would be the perfect day for like a food drop-off. He's craving something.
Oh.
And then I said, well, maybe the great Joe Bell will be showing up with Donuts Day. This could be his donut day that he shows up. And then I look at our YouTube feed, and they were all talking about donuts and breakfast stuff.
Well, don't
talk about it. Let's do it.
No, don't fill up too fast, boys, because, you know, there's some people that owe others a burrito.
Oh, well, but it's a different thing. That wasn't what we were talking about. Oh, man. All right. Bryce Harper, General Manager Bryce Harper, the Philadelphia Phillies, had his end of the season briefing. And I'm wondering where this Bryce Harper was when he's been playing amateur GM the last few years, telling the Phillies who they need to overpay for in free agency. We can't just go out and keep spending and spending and spending and not being able to rely on the guys that are coming up from our minor league system. Bryce, I found 4 opportunities where you publicly have, in your tenure, have told the Phillies publicly who they need to sign in free agency, who they need to spend money on. If this was his message from the start of his deal, the start of a 13-year deal, I get it. Guys, let's minor league system. Don't worry about going out and spending on the biggest shiny toys on the market. Invest in the minor league system. Invest in scouting. Invest in anything you can do to find as much talent as you can overseas. Things like that. This seems like a totally different message. And by the way, he's not delivered this message before. This was not his message. Now it's all about the minor league system. That should have been the message from the beginning. He should have seen that 3 years ago. And instead, he's been telling him, go get this reliever, go buy this catcher, and pay him 2 more years than anyone else was offering, and pay him top dollar. I mean, he's been telling them to spend. Now he's saying you can't just spend. It's not a good strategy.
Well,
what?
The thing about a farm system is you can't just say, all right, go get somebody out of the farm system. That's a growing process. It's like a garden. You have to plant seeds. You have to water it. You have to grow it. You can't just all of a sudden go there and say, I'm going to pick out a cucumber today.
Amen.
If it ain't there, it ain't there.
Correct.
Is there, Pat, you are the expert here, and I go to your expertise. Are there people down there ready to be plucked that we just don't know about?
Probably not.
Okay, there's
Pat,
your answer.
what do the fields look like? Is there a big harvest coming?
In Reading, the team's pitching-wise, they have nobody other than Mick Abel and Andrew Painter. They don't have much. I like Adonis Medina, but jury's still out on him and Logan or Hans Krause. Pitching-wise, though, it's really, really bad. Every single minor, and not only that, every single team that they had in the minors had a losing record. It's rough.
Do you follow minor league baseball more than anybody that I've ever known? Does it matter? Does it translate a winning team in the minor leagues? I mean, do the Dodgers have winning teams? Do the Cardinals have winning teams?
The Rays just won at every single level this year. They won at low A, single A, double A, triple A.
That's amazing.
Yeah, good players.
It's amazing.
And look at what their farm system produces.
It's amazing.
I would say it matters.
No, that's amazing. So winning does matter, like winning at AA games, your AAA game being winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. Now, I think a lot of that had to do with the pitching, but Clearwater, for example, at times their highest batting guy was hitting 260.
Oh, my gosh.
It's rough. They do have some... They do have some guys that are like, okay, and Bryson Stott looked really good at Reading, but it's a hitter's park. He got promoted to AAA. Logan O'Hoppe looked pretty good, but... there weren't a lot of guys you go, okay, they can probably contribute this year, meaning 2021.
I just found it amazing that Bryce Harper's like, we got to change this strategy. You can't just spend and expect. Like, you're the one who was sign JT. Then when you're going 2 years more than any team was offering and top dollar.
But he's right.
But where was this message a couple years ago? You don't just spend.
Well, they were in the flirtation period. It was all about, bringing in names and sexifying this roster. I mean, that's not his.
But he knows now it wasn't a good strategy.
Well, when
how did he not know it 3 years ago?
$330 million's waved in front of your face, you probably go blind to a couple things. He probably knew it in the back of his mind. I mean, if he's this baseball nerd and junkie, he knows the Phillies farm system has been trashed for a long time. For history.
Then why was he advocating for them the last 3 years to spend?
Because they had to. They're in between. They're in between a rock and a hard place.
No, you didn't have to. You didn't have to go out and spend on JT.
Well, then you're not going to get.
What are you going to do?
Yeah,
you wanted to go into the season with Rafael Marchand as your starting catcher, or Andrew Knapp?
There are a million deals to be made in baseball.
But the point is,
there are a million things you can do in baseball.
Who are they going to get?
You don't.
Even then, you're spending. You're giving up something.
You don't, Pat. You don't have to go onto a car lot and for a $50,000 car, pay $80,000.
You're hung up on. You don't have to do that part
because this was advocated by your GM right fielder,
and he was right.
Yeah, but he's right.
And now he's changing his tune
because he probably knows
at it as the team, as the whole entire team. Right? He's probably looking at it like, wait. Why was Spencer Howard absolute crap? Was he crap because he sucked? Because if you remember, during the COVID year, he said Spencer Howard should be up with us. He probably has a lot of talent. The Phillies botched it. The Phillies continuously bring up starting pitchers when they need starting pitchers, and they throw them in the relief pitchers. They throw them in the bullpen. They have Ranger Suarez pitch every roll out of the bullpen, and then finally they put him in the rotation, not because they want to, because out of necessity.
They sort of had to.
That's the problem with this organization. They screw these guys up.
And now he's saying, though, don't spend. That's not the way to win. Don't spend. Again, the Rays, I think 29th in payroll this year or 28th. 29th or 28th in payroll.
I screamed they should have hired Eric Neander 3 years ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Give him $10 million a year. I said I'd rather spend, I don't know if we were working together. I said I'd rather spend $10 million a year on Eric Neander than 25 on JT.
Hey, and bingo, I would too.
Yeah.
I would too. Hey, in Cooney's Corner, he says the best job done on Sunday was somebody that we didn't even mention yesterday.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Okay, I'm absolutely fascinated.
Well,
that we didn't even, something we didn't even, a missed storyline, that pisses me off a little bit.
Well, we kind of, let's say we brushed over it quickly.
Okay.
All right, the Eagles' offense, we go back and forth. There were some things. I mean, overall, I would give the Eagles' offense on Sunday no lower than a B plus, A minus.
I'd go no lower than a B plus.
Yeah,
correct.
It was really, really good. You had your quarterback probably play his best game as a pro. You had your number one wide receiver that for the future get targeted 10 times. A lot of things went really, really right. And think about how this day started on Sunday. Your starting right tackle said he couldn't make it for personal reasons, and I respect that, and I am not, putting that down.
And hopefully he's okay. I believe everything's all right.
Look at that offensive line. Yesterday when I rewatched the game and they threw out the offensive line on the TV screen, it hit me again. My God, Jeff Stoutland, he must have done a hell of a job on Sunday. Because you're talking about Lane Johnson called out 2 hours before the game. He literally had to huddle up his offensive line and say, okay, Dickerson, you're going from right to left. We're moving you over here. You two guys are starting. Dillard, you stink, but you're still going to be our left tackle today. And here we go, guys. He had to go into a hallway or out onto the field and practice different plays with guys in positions they haven't played all year.
And they
looked good.
And Dillard was the worst.
Dillard was horrible with his penalties and not lining up or whatever.
Well, part of that's on Hurts, too, because it's an RPO option, and Dillard's, blind to the quarterback. So
yes.
So it's a timing issue between the two of them. So I can't even put it all on Dillard.
Exactly.
It's not all on him, but he had the worst day.
All the more reason Jeff Stoutland gets a gold medal from me for what happened on Sunday.
Yeah.
You had such a makeshift offensive line go out there. And granted, it's a bad defense. They played really well.
Yeah, Dillard didn't play well because of the penalties, but those are so fixable. I'd rather have that than like him, giving up sack after sack.
Okay, yeah.
That offensive line held up, and Bob, you're right. And his ability to identify talent and coach these guys up, I thought one of the bright spots last year was the fact that some of this offensive line got valuable experience. But he's been able to really find guys for his system, and when they plug and play, it usually ends up working out.
I remember one time covering a college team in the tournament and going to their hotel and watching them run through plays in a back room, a ballroom of a hotel because one of their guys got hurt the night before unexpectedly, and they had to put guys in different positions. And they're running them in a ballroom.
The walkthrough, right.
And I was thinking exactly, that's what Jeff Stoutland had to do for an NFL team.
2 hours before the game.
Exactly. Look, the fact that they went out there and Dickerson looked good, and you're right, Pat, except for penalties, Dillard wasn't embarrassing except for the penalties. And you had two guys on the right side who hadn't started yet this year. I think it's amazing what Jeff Stoutland did. Simply amazing.
And 2 hours before the game, I don't even know how he did it.
Yeah, Driscoll's been really impressive to me every chance the kid's gotten.
He's definitely on an upswing.
Yeah, he's stepped into every situation, and usually it's a last-minute type of thing, like, hey, Driscoll, you're playing tackle this week. Or, Brett Toth or whoever. They all seem to step in flawlessly and do a good job. So, yeah, you're right. Jeff Stoutland earning those bucks.
I mean, from week one where we were all saying, here it is, the strength of this team is offensive and defensive lines.
Yep.
You had one starter on the offensive line on Sunday.
It's always the one guy.
Game one.
They went from Juan Castillo to Howard Mudd to this guy, Jeff Stoutland, out of nowhere. It's like they've gone from really, really, really good offensive line coach to really, really, really good offensive line coach to the best offensive line coach in football. If there's one thing this organization's done right, it's
I'm telling you,
hiring offensive line coach.
They respect the trenches.
We thought that there was depth going into the year, and it's showing out.
Yeah.
And by the way, where'd you find a guy like Driscoll? Oh, the SEC.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, he transferred in. He transferred, though, to Auburn.
Yeah.
He only played 2 years at Auburn. I forget where he transferred from. I don't remember, but he was a transfer in.
I think he was a smaller school kid, though.
I don't know. I don't remember, but still, they're very good. Flyers Islanders tonight, 7 o'clock. You'll hear it here on The Fanatic, and at 9:45 today, you can win. I love that theme. Just love that theme.
I know, right?
I love hearing it, and I love hearing that they're using it again. That is going to be awesome.
UMass.
I thought in my head I was thinking Army.
UMass is a pretty good I
don't know why.
He committed to UMass over an offer from Army.
That's what it was. I remember hearing something about that story that he chose not to go that way.
I think Brett Toth went to Army, right?
Yes.
See, telling you, man, this is that music just got me.
That's a great all-timer.
It's a great theme.
What is it back?
Yeah. Yes, they're using it
back. Good.
now that ESPN has it again. By the way, did you see that ESPN put NHL back on the main dashboard?
You noticed that too?
That's weird.
You noticed that their stats are up to date and they actually have all the teams. It's crazy.
And now look, I understand it's their business model.
Yeah, it's smart.
And they're going to promote. But I used to get see WNBA crap on my main dashboard, and I'm like, why? Why am I seeing this?
I like the WNBA.
I get that's fine. That's fine, and I bet there are people who do enjoy it. There is the mainstream sports fan in America is not watching the WNBA, not going to the WNBA, but ESPN's selling it, so they were putting it on their storefront.
It's the same thing with MMA. It's a niche sport. I'm into it, but I don't know many people that are. And all of a sudden, when they got the deal with ESPN, it's all over. They're trying to push it
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. If they're going to invest in it, they're going to push it.
All right, Jamie, you were talking about guys that are impressed with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And his progression.
Yeah, so part of it was a question because Lance Zierlein is an NFL scout for NFL.com. I guess
By
he's
the
more
way,
of an
I looked
analyst.
him up yesterday because of you.
Yeah.
He is good. He's a good I'm going to
I enjoy following him. He's a draft guru. He's an analyst for NFL.com. Now, Quincy Avery is Jalen Hurts' quarterback coach who he works with in the offseason. I believe he's down in the Atlanta area. Yep. He works with Deshaun Watson. Unfortunately, that has a
not on booking massages.
Yes, exactly. Just on quarterback play.
Just on quarterback.
And a couple other guys in the league. So obviously he's bias in his evaluation of Jalen Hurts. I don't even know if I can take what he says to heart too much because, he's paid by Jalen Hurts. So you have to consider your source. But,
he would be ruining his reputation, though, because Quincy Avery is, to me, the hottest commodity in quarterback coaching in the country.
Yeah, I'm not faulting him. That's just human nature. When somebody's paying you, you're not going to,
Like when you say something nice about the bosses.
Exactly. Chuck signs my check and Joe signs my check.
You say something very nice. They're the greatest.
But Lance Zierlein isn't. And yesterday they got into a heavy Jalen Hurts discussion. Quincy Avery went on to start it by basically saying, I know it seems like Jalen Hurts has been a starting quarterback in the NFL for a long time, but it's 8 games. His point is right there. It does feel like longer than 8 games, doesn't it? And his stats from his first 8 games rival any quarterback we've ever seen's first 8 games. Lance Zierlein was chiming in saying he's really developing quickly as a passer. I wasn't sure it would happen, but it's definitely happening. Lance Zierlein also went on to say, I'm being serious. He's working with better quickness through his progressions, better anticipation, just like at his pro day. He's got the same zip on his football. I'm continuing to be impressed by how quickly he's growing.
Okay, they're seeing the one thing in that, and by the way, I absolutely, reading some of the pedigree too. Quincy, I always am a believer in. The one thing I'm not seeing that they see is the zip.
I haven't. That was the word that stuck out to me too.
Zip on the ball. I don't see it.
If you're going to say the throw to Dallas Goedert where he made that incredible catch was a zip, well, I hope any quarterback can zip a ball 10 yards.
Yes.
I haven't. I've been looking for that also, that like, wow, he really squeezed that in there on a good hard dart. I haven't seen that yet.
I didn't watch
him.
Good hard dart.
I didn't watch Monday Night Football. I didn't watch any of it last night, but I saw the highlights.
I watched the first half.
I saw some darts being thrown last night from
good.
Justin Herbert throws darts.
Yeah.
I don't see Jalen Hurts does not throw the football. I don't think it even resembles what you see out of Justin Herbert.
No, God, no.
Now, look, that doesn't mean that Drew Brees didn't throw it like Justin Herbert.
No. And he just got his record broken.
Correct. So I'm not trying to criticize Jalen Hurts. I'm just saying his skill set is different.
Yeah,
I mean, his skill set, he delivers a ball sort of like Drew Brees.
And Lance was critical of him coming out of college. He said he didn't go through his progressions well enough. He was a one progression and go type of guy, which was, he even said the Eagles overdrafted him. So So for a guy that's been critical of him to point out the positives, I kind of went, oh, okay. All right, maybe he's seeing, he's watching all the tape and all the replays. I'm not every week. So for him to see that was encouraging.
I asked yesterday, would you think you want to talk to Quincy Avery? Because I've had him on before, and he's about Jalen Hurts. But again, I wonder if what thing he'd offer.
He's not going to be critical of him.
I believe he is the quarterback guru.
He's hot in the NFL.
Everybody will want to go to him. He has created an amazing cottage industry for himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having him because I love people that are so one-sided to one way, or if, as Jamie said, he won't be critical. All right, well then let's point out some of the critical things and see what he has to say.
I just wonder whether he would talk about things that he wants Jalen to work on.
Yeah, I'm curious how.
Like whether you would do if you had a psychiatrist. Hey, we're gonna have Coach's psychiatrist on, and we're gonna ask the psychiatrist, what do you have Coach working on? What are you telling him to improve on, other than just his 4:45 a.m. demeanor?
That person doesn't get paid enough.
What is that? So and his ankle.
Well, what's wrong with my demeanor?
I don't know. Some days
what's the matter with you?
Some days you're a little grumpy.
Coach should not be a distraction.
You're a little grumpy. Yeah, the coach should not be a distraction.
I'm not a distraction.
Coach should not be a distraction.
That ankle's a bit of a distraction. It's holding the show back a little bit.
Love the big wiener.
Days.
If I could sit in on anybody talking to a psychiatrist among the four of you, not including my 5, counting Connor, I'll ask you guys this question. Who would you like to sit in on?
Coach.
Man, no. That's easy. That's easy for me. It would be John. I would love to sit in that session.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peel some of the layers back.
It's like an onion. The more you peel back, the more it stinks.
I'm thinking Egan.
Egan would be fascinating.
I think I'd love to hear Egan's story.
No, I don't think you're ready for that.
I don't think there's a lot.
There's not a lot of substance there.
No, I don't think there's a lot uncovered about you as far as Pat.
I'm kind of an open book, guys.
I don't think so.
No. As far as
NC-17 stuff going on,
he tells you, you know when Pat's pissed, you know when Pat's happy, you know when Pat's thing. Coach, you don't know what's going on behind there.
Coach is a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
It's exactly how I want it.
Yeah.
He's an enigma, all right. And he got injured by an 8-year-old soccer player.
9-year-old.
9-year-old.
Give him a little credit.
9-year-old soccer player tried to take Coach out.
Yeah, do me a favor. Move your damn water bottle.
You can't talk to 9-year-olds like that.
He didn't. He's talking to us.
Yeah,
Coach,
you.
And I mean this with all due respect. You sound like a little bitch. With all due respect.
Next hour, we got so much fun coming up. We got Urban Meyer in the news. We have Fear Factor.
Dirty Grandpa.
Did you watch Fear Factor? I did not.
No.
But there are going to be teams shopping this year, and I want to be ahead of them. We'll talk about it next. John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic. Like many of you, my life has taken some unexpected twists and turns in the past year. In fact, it brought me home to Philadelphia. Next year, we got another twist. Olivia going to college. And there's so much to consider, including financial ramifications. So when we started to explore the best way to plan for it, I found out about College Avenue student loans. College Ave student loans, collegeave.com. You can talk about a shortcut in life. Taking shortcuts, this is a great shortcut. You can find out. We logged on to collegeave.com together, my daughter and I. Their website, simple, easy to use. Their student loan calculator estimates what Olivia's monthly payment will look like when she graduates, depending on how much money she will need each year for what she has to cover. CollegeApp.com makes the process easy because all they do is college loans. That's all they're doing. You do it with your student together. The emotional support system that CollegeApp.com provides is going to help guide you through the college journey from start to finish. And many out there are walking the same path as I am right now. Sit down with your college-bound senior. Do it this week, maybe this weekend. Log on to collegeav.com. Trust me, when you're done, you're going to feel better. Tell them John Kincaid sent you.
97.5 The Fanatic. The Fanatic.
The 7 a.m. hour of the John Kincaid Show is brought to you by my sportsbook app of choice, the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Download it at parkscasino.com/PA and use the promo code FANATIC. Get yourself that risk-free bet up to $500, too. An hour from now, I will make the case for malpractice. I am not an attorney, but I believe I will make a very compelling case for malpractice. We'll see who's being sued, so stick around for that. But first, I hate the Washington football team and the Giants. Not as much as I hate the Cowboys, but I do. And let's throw the Falcons in there, too. Washington football team, Giants, Falcons. There's a great reason every week to root against them. The Falcons thing's more personal for me. But I'm going to tell you, I'm putting a moratorium, and I thought about it yesterday. I will not root against the Giants in Washington, except when they play the Eagles. And maybe, depending on the stakes, maybe not. They all are going to want to shop in the exact same aisle that the Eagles shop in this April. If, and I say if, Jalen Hurts is determined not to be the answer at quarterback. We don't know yet. Through 4 games, we have no idea whether at the end of the year, we in this room are all going to say, yep, let's go for it. Jalen Hurts, quarterback of the future, let's stick with it. What I do know is Washington is going to be shopping for a quarterback. Atlanta is going to be shopping for a quarterback to succeed Matt Ryan. I believe the Giants will be looking for a quarterback. And there will be some other bad clubs. I don't know if Detroit will or not, but they could. So I'm suggesting, and it might seem like blasphemy, a 1-year moratorium on rooting against any club who might want to quarterback shop against your Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully, Jalen Hurts ends up being the answer. But right now, we don't know the answer. Maybe we'll know after week 12. Maybe we'll know after week 14. And my desire is that we are not shopping for a quarterback, and you get 3 first-round picks you can use to get impact players. Jamie is begging for a linebacker. He's asking Santa for one this year. I think it's better to have odds on your side, though. If you potentially are shopping for a quarterback, go Giants, go Washington, go Falcons. I say that with trepidation. Bob and Jamie and Pat and Connor and Mike and the coach, Eric Camille. We are the John Kincaid Show here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Is it too early to be... It's October, and is it too early to already be looking at that Tankathon? Which, by the way, everybody should be. I know you're a fan of Tankathon.
Yeah.
Right? Check out Tankathon, NFL Tankathon, bookmark it, go back to it often, and you can see where the Eagles draft picks will end up. I don't think it's too early to start looking and saying, jockeying for position every week, knowing the Colts in Miami, but also making sure that none of the teams that are potentially looking for a quarterback would be ahead of you.
Yeah, I mean, I made it a point on Saturday to watch Matt Corral play.
And you said it right. I like that.
It's hard for me. I just keep saying
it. No. National media can't say
Corral. It just sounds like whatever.
We know sports.
So I made it a point to watch him because, they might be in the mix. I don't know. It's a weird year for quarterbacks. There's Howell, there's Rattler, there's Corral, there's... maybe another guy or two. I don't think there's any clear-cut guy yet.
The Liberty guy?
Yeah, the Liberty guy. Malik Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
So those are the top 4 guys on paper, but I don't think any one of them is running away with it yet. So it's kind of interesting, but it's kind of like, who are you racing for? I don't know.
Last year.
This is all assuming that Hurts, isn't the guy, which he still could be. But who are you going for? It's weird.
Last year, same date, Zach Wilson was just starting to crash onto the scene.
The Heisman
as far as being a top draft pick, Heisman. People weren't talking about Zach Wilson last September.
Well, that's Corral this year, It's like he's all of a sudden now a lot of people's number one. It's like...
I like Matt Corral.
I like him, but
I don't know that I don't know.
I haven't seen a ton of him
yet. Guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's no clear-cut guy yet, and I don't know.
So I know this is way too early, but if you look at some of the records around the NFL and then compare it to teams that need bad records and compare it to teams that need quarterbacks. All right, throw it out there if they need a quarterback. Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
Okay, there's one. What you already said. Patriots? Mac Jones, probably not.
I think Patriots are going to be fine.
Yeah, Jets?
No,
exactly. Steelers?
Yes.
Exactly. Indianapolis, no. Jacksonville,
maybe.
No. Houston, definitely
yes. Houston's one we got to watch.
Yeah. Washington, yes. The
Washington,
Giants, The Giants is on that. What
do you really?
Do? I don't know.
Do you want to pay Daniel Jones?
They're 1-3.
I don't.
They have to make it. They're 1-3, and let's say they end up, if they're 5-12. Well, no, let's say they're 6-11. They can't keep Daniel Jones.
Probably not. I wouldn't. So Minnesota, probably not. Detroit.
No. I think Minnesota will be.
Or I'm sorry,
because Cousins' contract is coming towards an end, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know if you give
Cousins has one more year after this year.
I thought it was just a 3-year deal, wasn't it? Is this year 3?
No, I think he signed another one.
Oh, did he?
I think he's 1 year after this year. I'll have to check it out.
And Atlanta, you said, obviously.
Oh, yeah, they're going to need a Matt Ryan.
There's not a lot of teams.
He's got one more year at $35 million.
To your point, John,
this is
fingers crossed. There's not a lot of teams that look like they have to be in play that have bad records right now for a quarterback.
Could you imagine, Pat, if the Eagles had 3 first-round draft picks and they were in control? They were they were the team in the best draft position with holding a draft pick and needing a quarterback?
Yes, I can imagine that because I've been imagining it since the season started. It's one of the reasons I was pumped when New York and Washington won this past week.
Yes.
I was excited. I was like, yeah, all right, let's start looking at it. I started looking at, there's 12 teams right now with the same record as the Eagles. And looking at the schedule going down and whittling that down. Yeah, I mean, look, every year it seems like if it's not a Trevor Lawrence, we hear it's a bad quarterback draft class. And then a guy like Joe Burrow comes out of nowhere. Zach Wilson comes out of nowhere. Yeah, and they step up. And all of a sudden it becomes, a decent quarterback draft class. But ideally, I was thinking to myself, because Jalen Hurts did look pretty pretty good against the Chiefs. Granted, it's a bad Spags defense, but he looked good. And I thought, wow, what if they have 3 first-round picks all in the top 10 and they don't need a quarterback?
Yes, that's the dream.
Like, that is the absolute dream where you can go out and because they have so many holes on this team. And even possibly trading out of the top 10 and recouping some more draft capital. Oh, yeah, my mind was spinning on Sunday.
We going to Vegas for the draft?
Sure. Yeah, if you want to. Sure.
Do I want to?
I'm probably free.
No, I want to.
I got to check my schedule.
If the Eagles had 3 picks even in the top 12 or 13.
I'm missing the trip in a couple weeks. You don't have to tell me.
We have to be there.
Might have a movie screening or something to go to, but
you can screen it there.
I'll see.
There's plenty of theaters right there.
Happy hour at PJ Wellingham's.
Yeah,
on Thursday.
You got to check.
On Thursday.
We have one?
Yeah, we have a PJ Wheelahands this Thursday. John Kincaid Show happy hour in Cherry Hill. We bring it over to Bob's neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah, right around the corner.
Guys are walking around naked.
I don't expect that to be happening, but you never know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
PJ Wheelahands in Cherry Hill.
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
It's going to be the one on Marlton Pike.
Yeah, Route 70. Yeah.
Take your pants off.
We look forward to seeing you out there from 5 to 7.
5 to 7 Eastern Standard Time.
5 to 7. Pat put out this great tweet yesterday, and I'm like, Pat, it's not 4 to 6, it's 5 to 7.
Yeah, luckily Twitter added the edit button, so I was able to quickly add. No, they didn't. No, they didn't add the edit button, so I had to delete it and then repost it.
I joked to Pat. I said, well, why don't you just go to the edit button and edit it? And he goes, Twitter doesn't have an edit button. I'm like, I know.
Look,
I don't understand why.
Sarcasm's a little tough to read sometimes through text.
How can Twitter not have an edit button?
I wish they had like a 2-minute window that you could edit.
Yeah,
well, that's what that new Twitter thing allows you to do.
It wasn't.
It's 30 seconds.
It was something else. It wasn't an edit, though.
It's not an edit. How can it be hard to? I don't understand how that could be hard.
It's a situation where it's because everybody wants it. They're not going to add it. You know, it's sports teams do this. You really want Brian Dawkins back. Hey, here's Stacey Andrews.
There you go. Did Jenna last night tell you about the Instagram outage? Was she talking about that at all?
No.
Teenage girls were losing their minds all over America.
She didn't go crazy about it, but our son Tommy, he likes to communicate with his friends on Facebook, was having a tough time a little bit. Because Facebook was down.
Facebook was down too, right?
They're owned by this. They're both on Facebook.
Yeah. Zuckerberg apparently lost $7 billion.
Oh God, my heart weeps for.
Why?
Yeah. Apparently stocks plummeted yesterday.
Yeah, but it's going to come right back up.
Maybe.
Believe me, there's nothing I would like more than to see.
He's such a robot weasel.
Jeez, he's just
creepo.
I think Eduardo Saverin did it.
Hey, if you're committed to being upfront with your customers, you're NJM. You got no jingles, you got no mascots, you have just great insurance. Get a quote today at njm.com. I am so looking forward to Happy Hour at PJ's on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, is Christina, never living up here, she says, it's in New Jersey? And I'm like, it's in Cherry Hill. How far is that? I'm like, it's not far at all, honey. You have to learn where everything is. Yeah. She only knows where Atlantic City is.
Well,
she knows where Atlantic City is.
My friend Eddie Barkowitz from my years at the Daily News says he's not a Jersey guy at all. So he says New Jersey is the place you have to go through to get to Atlantic City. That's how he defines
New Jersey's a mystery to me as far as only thing I remember was Voorhees when I worked for the Flyers. So I knew how to get back and forth. I knew how to get back and forth from Voorhees.
Got oceans.
And the roundabouts.
An ocean.
Obsessed with the roundabouts.
So stupid roundabouts.
What's with the roundabouts?
You mean jug handles? Yeah. They're not called roundabouts. They're jug handles.
Well, you have roundabouts, too.
Well, the jug handles are different than the roundabouts.
I don't know what a roundabout is. The
roundabout is the 4-way circle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a round. It's a 4-way. Jug handles off to make a turn.
Come on.
The roundabout is a 4-way. They're just.
It's your state's problem.
It's complicated.
Schuylkill, like you're going to brag about that?
That's why the taxes are so high, Jamie. They're building all those stupid roundabouts.
I hate the Schuylkill. What do you want from me?
It's terrible. By the way,
you complain. Come over and how much you pay for gas?
I like pumping my own gas.
I like it.
I got your pump.
Hey, in Cooney's Corner. Bob wants to play a little Fear Factor.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner.
Would you eat this box of roaches?
Yeah. I heard it, and I didn't have a chance because I was running around so much yesterday that I didn't have a chance to listen to all of Mike's show, so I am stealing, I'll admit it here a little bit. He said something about about Jonathan Gannon that really caught my ear and made me think.
Was he picking on my guy?
Oh, yeah, and rightfully so.
Okay, that's good.
And he may be coaching very fearfully, and not in a good way. Like, if you came away with a defensive scheme, and you labeled it yesterday, and it's funny, I went to a soccer game yesterday, and I was talking to a couple of buddies, and they brought up what you brought up. Oh, I don't mind the game plan that they made the Chiefs hold the ball for a long time before they went down. And
I just wanted to stop.
Yeah.
I'm still begging for one.
What I said to those guys and what I'll say to you now is, I don't know. Is Gannon just afraid of giving up the big play because it looks bad?
I don't know. 40 points in back-to-back weeks looks pretty bad, too.
It does, but, a reaction thing right away is, oh, my God, a 40-yard touchdown? Are you kidding me? A 35-yard touchdown? Are you kidding me? Is he coaching just afraid to give up the big play, and I'll be damned on everything else?
All right, I got a number for you, and I'm stealing this from ESPN. If you saw it on SportsCenter last night before the NFL game, what is the most likely amount of plays on a drive to see a turnover? The typical drive that has a turnover in the NFL, how many plays is it?
6.
4.
8. Okay, so this is 8. Now, this was the stats and information, the guy who does the stats for the NFL for ESPN. If you saw it last night, they were talking about when you make teams go 8 plays, 9 plays, 10 plays. That causes that puts you in greater. The longer you go on a drive, the more apt you are for a turnover. Turnovers don't tend to happen on the 4th play of drives, 5th play of drives. On average, they tend to come later. They tend to be because what they say is you move closer to the red zone.
It's the Jim
when
Schwartz
it gets crowded.
Style is
when it gets crowded, and that's where a lot of turnovers happen.
In between the 20s, you can move it.
Your love is so cute for him.
It is. Well, no. I'm ghosting him. I didn't text him yesterday. And with Instagram out, he wasn't able to DM me either.
Yeah. So here's my and like. Look, going into a game and planning, okay, if they can just hold the ball for 11 plays before they score, I'm doing something right. I'm sorry, that goes against every fiber of my being as a sports, coach, follower, teacher, whatever you want to say. Why not try to make some plays? I mean, why not? Look, they were going 11 plays, which is what you wanted, but they were scoring touchdowns all the time. Did they try anything different besides not letting up a big play? I think he's afraid to do some things defensively. Why not blitz a safety once in a while?
Because I think he looks at his personnel and says, Steven Nelson's getting toasted if that happens because he can easily be 3 steps behind guys.
Steven Nelson was getting toasted anyway.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, you blitz, you're leaving guys on islands, and big play Slay's going to make a big play?
But
since when?
You're getting sliced anyway. You're giving up 42 points. So my thinking just wasn't, like I said, I stole it from Mike, and I really started thinking about it. He hasn't tried anything different in 4 games. We haven't seen anything different. Now, they played well against Atlanta, and they played well defensively against San Francisco. I give that to him, no question. But has anything changed? Has anything gotten different?
No. I don't believe in 4 games anything's changed.
No, and look, when Garoppolo came here, he missed a ton of. He was horrible.
His throws to towards sideline patterns were terrible.
Yeah, so
3 or 4
I just wonder if Gannon's just okay. I'm not going to give up the big play, but I'm going to get diced other play. Like, are you afraid to try something different? I know your personnel sucks. I know you're probably going to get beat if you try this. If he gets
smoked, though, Jamie, if he's getting burned for the 72-yard touchdown pass plays because you were blitzing, people will be killing Jonathan Gannon worse.
Sure, absolutely. I mean,
and by the way, and then less time goes off the clock.
There is a belief in the NFL that because of what you just said, 8 plays for an average turnover. Yeah, sure, move it in between the 20s. I don't care. More plays, more opportunities for us to get the ball back, and we'll clamp it down in the red zone. I mean, Jim Schwartz made an entire career out of that. It looks like he's trying to take that philosophy a little bit this year and increase their chances of a turnover. It's Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league.
I don't know if Sam Darnold has the same success.
No, I don't
with
think
that
so.
strategy. I don't think Sam Darnold's putting up 40 on you.
It'll
now,
be
if that happens, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
We're done. We're done, Jonathan. Just letting you know, we're done if Sam Darnold puts up a 4. Just telling you.
I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Don't want to see it, Pat.
Do you want to see something different, Pat?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, his second half adjustments are non-existent, and it drives me nuts. It seemed like, I said this yesterday, they got diced up by Dalton Schultz, and they said, okay, well, we cannot have Travis Kelce beat us. And you know what? To his credit, he didn't beat him. And then they forgot about literally everybody else on the Chiefs' offense. Now, it's tough because, as we said, they don't have the personnel, so it's really tough to make an educated decision on Jonathan Gannon 4 games in with no personnel. But coaching-wise, what I've seen, it's a guy that does not really adjust in the second half and change things up, and that's concerning.
I just would think is that I would imagine in a game, how rare is it that you make a team go as many plays as they did on drives where you don't even hold them once to a field goal. You can't get them held to a field goal once or twice. Like the Eagles were kept to all day long.
Get off the field on third down.
Oh, my gosh.
That's their biggest issue right now.
I'm not about taking chances just for the hell of taking chances. Like, you make a great point, John. He doesn't have the personnel really to blitz a linebacker or
I'd
blitz maybe a safety or something. But that's my point.
I'd be scared too.
Exactly my point.
I think he is.
Yeah, I guess.
And maybe that's not the way to coach.
No.
I think you got to try something. Especially, look, this is a free-for-all year. You're not, like, going to lose your job because you're trying stuff. You're trying things because you need to take a look at what you have and who can make plays. And you got to put guys in positions maybe to make plays that don't look like playmakers.
Would you look at it?
Coaching scared a little bit.
Wait a minute. I understand what you're saying. He dials up 4 or 5 more 40-point games, he's done. He doesn't get year 2.
Wow. So it's funny.
I don't believe you. If he dials up a bunch of, if down the stretch you're seeing this team still giving up 38, 40, 37, he's gone.
Oh,
Jim Schwartz allowed 1 in his years here.
Correct. He's gone at that point. So
Jeffrey Lurie is not going to.
At the beginning of the season, we were talking about he's not going to be here long because he's going to move into a head coaching job, and now we're.
I don't think you have to worry about that one anytime soon.
Well, I'm going to just say is that it was the once again in my opinion another tactical error on the part of Nick Sirianni, the youngest coaching staff ever assembled at the coordinators' positions in the NFL.
Yeah,
and to me that is a tactical error. Sean McVay, as Salchunas has his envy of or dislike of Sean McVay. The boy genius went out and said, "Oh, well, what do I need? I'm going to be a head coach. I need Wade Phillips.
Yeah,
I need a guy who understands, who's been a head coach numerous places, who can guide me. I don't know it all. This staff came in. We know it all. We got this. And wait till you hear. I'll make the case at 8:00 that it is clearly a coaching staff that feels we know it all. We got this. We're smarter than everybody. And that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Because the youngest coach staff ever assembled sort of looks like it right now. Hopefully that'll change. Hopefully it'll be a big win this weekend against Carolina. They're still playing the game, right, Jamie? I've heard like the 85 Bears are going to go and they're going to concede to Carolina now.
I think they're not even going to make the trip.
I think they're going to they're just going to say Matt Rule's team's too tough. Yeah. We can't face the Carolina Panthers.
If they win this weekend, you feel
good about it.
Season's on.
No, you feel good about it.
Yeah.
On what?
No, but you feel good about it
on
if they win this weekend. I thought they'd be
not horrible.
I thought they'd be 2-5 to start the year. So,
I mean, they got their murderer's row of their schedule with 2 wins. I'll take it.
Yeah, they could be doing that. Maybe a win,
and
then a win in Vegas, and then we can really do it.
That's
all right, coming up,
Super Bowl.
Pat Egan must have been a really fun kid in school. Yesterday, he brought up a memory, and it ended up becoming a topic. It's the John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic. With pro football and college football in full swing, you've got to download the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. It is absolutely amazing, and right now they're offering you a risk-free bet of up to $500. It is a great deal, and I love the live in-game wagering. I love watching a money line shift in the course of a game, and you can decide, are you in or are you out? And you bet on individual player performances. The only one I lost this past weekend was the amount of rushing yards I went over, because I actually thought the head coach was going to call running plays for Miles Sanders. Dumb on me. Your risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit. You're going to love all the things you want on a sports betting app you got with the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. Download the app or click parxcasino.com/PA. Use my promo code Kincaid. Use it. My promo code is Kincaid. Use it, and you got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. Take advantage of this great offer now. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Hear that? That's the sound of someone trying to steal your crypto. Every day, thousands of hackers online are doing the same. That's why Arculus uses air-gapped cold storage technology to protect your assets. Using our keycard and wallet app to form a protective barrier, Arculus insulates you from hackers and puts control of your digital assets back in your hands. Order the first truly air-gapped crypto wallet at getarculus.com.
97.5 The Fanatic.
It's the John Kincaid Show on The Fanatic, brought to you by our friends at Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. Would you have known to shut off the system at the breaker? Would you have known that was the thing to do? To go and shut off your entire system at the breaker?
What, your air conditioning thing? I know that when it's not working properly.
It was working, but it was
so
just...
the fan was just blowing and blowing?
It just wouldn't stop.
Yeah, I have had that problem before, so I would have turned it off at the breaker.
You would have?
Yeah, I did. I have had that problem before.
See? I did not know that. You learn something new every day. How did I know it? I called Delco HVAC, and they called me back. It was unbelievable.
Nice.
Took good care of me. Flyers Islanders tonight, 7 o'clock on The Fanatic. Pat Egan's excited.
Garth Snow's in net.
All that extra Flyer money.
Both teams.
Pat gets very excited with all that extra money from Flyer hockey.
I need it after the weekend I had on BetMGM.
Did you really?
That was rough.
I can't believe it, because to me...
It was a public weekend.
This was my easiest weekend. This was my easiest weekend ever. But it wasn't a public weekend. The third biggest bloodbath on a primetime game Vegas has ever taken.
Yeah, sure.
Third biggest.
Well, I'm an idiot. I'm still mad at myself. 94% of the public money on the Bucks.
So you just should have known?
You're so stupid.
Anytime it goes over 80%, I usually go the other way, just because it's, Vegas was built for a reason. 94%? What the hell was I thinking? I knew it was a trap. I said it was a trap, and I took it.
No, but I think you did say it, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm an idiot.
Last week you were like, Well, Pat Egan is smart every once in a while. Pat must have been a real fun kid in school. His poor teachers.
No.
Your poor teachers.
Well, it depends on what school.
But who am I to throw stones? Because I know the nuns at St. Anastasia were driven up a wall by me for many, many years. And a few of the teachers at O'Hara. But when it was time for a parent-teacher conference, they usually send a note home, like a progress report. I don't believe in grading drafts. Oh, well, I give the draft an A. I give it a B. I give it a C. But it would be sort of quarterly report card time at school if you were getting it. So Pat brought up an idea yesterday, and it was brilliant. So I write it down. Pat did a good job. The teacher wants to send a note home on your favorite Philadelphia Eagle. Who's the player and what's the message? The teacher's sending a note home for a quarterly review of the student, and they're sending it home to the player's parents, and they're talking about what kind of child they have and how it's been. I had one that I would say to Andre Dillard.
Oh.
I would ask, much like Sister Mary of Fatima and some other teachers asked at St. Annie's, please don't feed him sugar in the morning. He's too jumpy in school. He needs to calm down. So I'm hoping that Andre Dillard's parents would get that message. That would be on his note home. That's sort of what I'm looking for here. He's too jumpy. He's not a patient player. He's impatient. And the nuns used to blame it on thing, and that's why I was banned from sugar cereal. Thanks, Mom, in the great beyond.
All right, so I went to one that I got, I think it was Sister Mary Leonard in the third grade. Sent home,
Sugar Ray, they called her.
I have knuckles that still are sore from her. But she sent home on my report card one time, and I could relate this to someone on the Eagles. It said, Bob has a very sunny disposition, and we appreciate that about him. We would appreciate it if he worked harder in the classroom.
Who's getting that note on the Eagles, though?
Nick Sirianni. Appreciate your sunny disposition. Not that he's not working hard.
No.
I'm not.
Maybe not working effectively.
But just meaning you can do better. And that's fine. He knows it too. I'm not calling anything out here. But yeah.
I love that. That's a great one.
Because that's how I related. I usually just got, Bob's a good guy or whatever.
So you did get well, no, Bob wasn't bad in school.
Bob wasn't great in school.
No, but you didn't get in trouble at school.
No, I didn't get in trouble. The only thing I got in trouble for was I would break into the school and
to go play in the gym.
That's all.
I would play basketball.
Just mild breaking in.
That's pretty awesome.
Just a little bit.
How did you break in though?
Stop.
I can pick a lock.
I mean,
you learn great things.
This one time I broke in and I was shooting, and a nun came in, Sister Eileen, and I was like,
"She's the one-legged nun."
I got so scared I was going to get in trouble. She started rebounding for me.
I love that.
Yeah,
you weren't causing any trouble.
I wasn't. I just wanted to play basketball. That's all I wanted to do.
What would be on the note, Jamie?
I'd send one home to the Smith parents and say your kid's disposition and is outstanding. He's already integrated with the classroom right since day one, and he's way ahead of schedule from what we're used to in our classrooms. So
yours would be a supportive note.
Yeah, he's setting an exemplary example for the rest of the class to follow.
I'm going to use my next one coming up here because you didn't use it, unless Pat does.
Derek Barnett's note would have to say. I
can't believe Jamie did not go Derek Barnett.
One of these two Jagaloons will steal this, but Derek Barnett does not play well with others.
You son of a... he doesn't play well with others.
Yeah.
That's a perfect message.
It's one that I never really got as a kid, actually. I got another one that I could use for another Eagle, but it's the pretty obvious one that I thought was this guy's he's a meathead. Like,
well, the teacher's not allowed to say.
You can't. Yeah, you have to sugarcoat it. But the teacher, when the teacher goes home and is grading papers and has a glass of wine, the teacher's probably sitting there going, "This kid's a meathead."
I always would get a compliment followed by John talks too much in class.
No.
Yeah, right? John talks too much in class.
All right, so Derek Barnett's would compliment, I guess, would be...
There is no compliment, though.
No, it would.
For Derek Barnett's, is there?
High energy.
He's calling right now to tell us the compliment.
Mine, I would send one home to Jeff Stoutland's parents. I don't know if Jeff Stoutland's parents are still with us, but I hope they are. I would send one to Jeff Stoutland's parents is, your son consistently has a plan and executes his plan well.
Yeah,
Jeff Stoutland. Because I can't believe when I heard that 4/5 of the offensive line was out as I'm pulling into the parking lots on Sunday, I was thinking this is going to be a bloodbath, disaster, and it wasn't. It wasn't.
It was going through my mind, that Giants game from years ago.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it really was. Winston Justice and all that.
Oh God, that's Sunday night.
Really ugly, and it wasn't.
The score didn't end that bad, though, did it? That night,
if I'm not
mistaken.
Yeah, it wasn't good. 20... It was the same day the Phillies clinched the NL East.
It was rainy, though.
And it was
Remember, it was a rainy night, a Sunday rainy night. It really wasn't good.
I need to give a little love though to another guy in the parent-teacher thing. If I had to send a note home to Jake Elliott's parents, it would say has rebounded from a bad semester, but has rebounded nicely and is back on track.
I like that.
He did his summer reading project.
Yes.
Good job, Jake.
He was all over the Great Gatsby.
Jack McGuire, the great Jack McGuire. I don't know if Jack McGuire's with us. But he was an awesome English teacher I had. He was the guy who gave me my love of reading.
That was the McCabe brothers for me.
You were the teacher. You had teachers
Bernie
that you were
and
mine.
McCabe were my favorite teachers ever.
The only reason I still read today is because of Jack McGuire. And Jack was one of the cool teachers back at school. Just cool guy. Great guy. I think he used to do something out at Lanark Country Club. If you know where Jack McGuire is, or if you know Jack McGuire, send my regards because he was freaking awesome. You have a teacher like that? Who gave you a love of something?
Yeah. She's still around. Her name's Kay Giampetro. She was my 8th grade teacher.
You say Kay?
Hey, Kay.
She taught me the love of English and like the English language.
And look what you became.
And it was funny because she challenged me. I think it was 7th grade or 8th grade. She said, "Look, you're really good at this. I don't know why you just don't." I didn't try real hard. She goes, I'll put it out to you. You get an A this semester, you don't have to take the final exam. And I said, I can do that. She's like, no, you can't. And like I did it, and it was a challenge, and it was cool, and I've always respected that. Yeah,
I love that. Pat, do you have any teachers that gave a positive impact?
Yeah,
something that like made you love one.
Yeah, pretty much all the teachers I had at Doherty were incredible. So I could name a ton.
Lame answer.
Jeff Hyland was really good. He was a history teacher that I had.
Come on, say it with Jess, coward.
Gave you love of history.
He was tough, but he was very fair. Mr. Muraski was a teacher who actually told me I should go into sports radio. So if anyone thinks I suck out there, blame Mr. Muraski. Go find him. But I had a really positive impact at Doherty.
And we both loved Rooney.
Yeah, Dr. Rooney was great.
We both crossed paths with Dr. Rooney. And I bet you Dr. Rooney looked at both of us smacked asses. Similarly. Very similar.
Probably.
And he's passed on, right?
Yes, he has. R.I.P.
He was a hell of a guy. I mean, I love it when you hear because I got to tell you now, you have a wife teaches. Teachers to me,
pretty important job.
I have such admiration for shaping another generation of. To me, I have such admiration for it.
I have said
because I wouldn't have the patience
all my adult life that from what I've observed. Teachers and medical people are people that were absolutely made for their profession. Yes. I'm convinced.
There are still teachers from high school that I still talk to.
Oh, so
really? Dave Beck, I still talk to him all the time. Mr. Beck, Mr. Gahagan. You stay in touch with these people because they did make an impact on you.
Yes,
and really shape like who you end up becoming.
Like I would never want to teach high school, grade school, but I do want to teach college. I want to teach media at college. And I'd like to teach sports radio because I don't know how many times I've talked to people and gone, I've had an intern like junior, senior in high school, in college. And I said, what are they teaching you? They didn't teach you this. They're not teaching you. What are they teaching you?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, they're teaching me theory. Or I'm like, what the freak does theory have to do with anything we do? It's not that deep. Hey, in the linchpin, Jamie's an absolute joke. Oh, I read that wrong.
This is the linchpin.
I read that wrong. Jamie's not an absolute joke. Something else is.
What an absolute joke last night that we cannot watch a Sixers preseason game in 2021. And all the look, I know you can go get your illegal streams from Reddit and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going above and beyond for
You're not going to break the law?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going above and beyond for a preseason game one. Isn't it? Come on. What the hell is going on here that I can't watch the Sixers play last night? Now, part of me doesn't care until the regular season. Part of me still has this awful Sixers taste in my mouth from Ben Simmons.
It was terrible.
So, part of me, it wasn't that excited for it, but part of me was. It's 2021. Put it on the internet. Put it on the TV. Put it freaking somewhere. What the hell?
Is it because of Toronto?
It's ridiculous.
But is it because of Toronto?
I don't care.
No, you should though, because it could be travel restrictions. You can't go to.
Then take their feed. Take their announcers. Do something. Try something.
Take it from them.
How about take their feed and have Kate Scott, and Allah.
They just did a whole year of COVID broadcasting all over the country. People back at home broadcasting games from afar. There's no excuse in 2021.
I'm hoping Kate Scott didn't ask for a vacation day on her first day.
I don't think that was it.
Drink your milkshake.
But what the hell?
I mean, seriously, they could take their feed, right? As long as there's a cooperative effort, right?
Yeah, but guys, you got to sell those knives.
Yeah. What was it last night? It was Ginsu?
It was the Ginsu knife, and I'm telling you, if you haven't had a chance,
cut through a shoe.
Yeah, it's an impressive.
Who's cutting shoes?
I don't know.
With kitchen knives.
But then they ended up shaving a hammer.
But
You
who's
wanted
cutting
to.
shoes with a knife?
You've never wanted to
What are you
like
gonna cut 'em with?
shave a hammer?
Oh my God.
What are you going to cut a shoe with if not a knife?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Am I crazy here?
No, you're not crazy.
Yeah, a
this
little
should
bit.
be easy to. No,
cares?
what?
Yeah, who cares?
I would have enjoyed seeing that.
I
last
wanted to see
night,
Andre
because there's
Drummond
no
play.
Phillies anymore.
I couldn't have. I swear I could not have cared less.
Well, screw
about-
you. You hate basketball. What do you know?
I mean, Andre Drummond went for a double-double, and
I wanted to see you.
yeah,
I wasn't going to watch all 4 quarters, but I wanted to tune in for a little bit.
I'm good.
Now you can watch the Flyers.
Okay.
So you're not excited to watch the Flyers?
Oh, yeah, I'll watch.
Okay.
They're
so
playing
at
in
least there was-
Connecticut tonight. My buddy might actually be going.
Dun, 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 dun,
You could have found the
dun.
Sixers game if you tried.
I'm not going above and beyond.
He's not going illegal, Bob. He's not breaking the law, Bob.
But you're sitting here bitching and moaning about it. Then why wouldn't you go illegal?
Why don't you want my...
I'm not going to. So quit
Why do you want my unborn child having their father in jail?
Yeah.
I mean,
In TV
seriously.
jail.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine Jamie's smooth porcelain skin?
No,
in the
I wouldn't
pink?
hold up well.
He'd be
Not after the
traded
Wawa
for
experience
top
this
ramen.
morning.
I need moisturizer. Where am I going to get it?
He'd be holding somebody's
I mean,
pocket.
seriously, this could be done.
Yeah,
This could be done. And I agree with you, though. I
We're
want to see it.
Philadelphia.
I want to see it.
We're a major market. What the hell?
Can I just say, too, on the Flyers broadcasts, you know how Coach has different rejoin music? And he plays all them? You're allowed to do that. There's not an NHL regulation that makes me hear the same jingle every single time that you're coming back. I'm just saying. You don't have to hear the same jingle over and over again. I'm just saying. You can make it a little bit different. Clearly
it's
different
not in
songs
their
up.
And to everybody tweeting me that League Pass was free last night, maybe I don't have that provider.
Oh, you don't?
So wasn't free to me. It might have been free to some people out there last night. Me, I had to suffer.
Where's
Did
Connor?
you really suffer?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Everybody send their
Where's
thoughts. to
Connor
Bill.
Thomas?
hardship.
We need Connor Thomas in here because
How'd you get by? How'd you get through the night?
Barely did.
Yeah.
The storms woke me up.
the storms were waking me up
I
too.
was irritable. I didn't get to watch my squad.
Well, the baby's not coming till Monday.
Yeah, that's what you said.
So what are you worried about?
I told Addie that over the weekend. She was not happy with your
Second time.
news.
By the
Yeah.
way, second time I thought 10-11's the date the baby's coming. Connor Thomas is with us. Young Connor, you talk to him when you call us on the phones. And Connor had a great idea last night. And I'm not talking about a good idea. I think this is a great idea, and it leads into that creativity angle that I was talking about with the Flyers TV broadcast. This is more of an in-game experience. And Connor, I'm going to let you present it here because it's brilliance. Absolute
Once
brilliance.
a year I run into one. So
You just had a birthday.
This is my one for the calendar year.
Okay.
So I was sitting there and I was watching the Flyers preseason game last night. They got on the power play and Sean Couturier scored.
Yes.
And they started playing. They're trying out goal songs right now in the arena to see, I guess, which ones sound great. And they played Whoop There It Is for Couturier because people all the time tweet Coots There It Is when he scores, something to that effect. And it got me thinking, how cool would it be if every player had a personalized goal song? Like in baseball, every player, every pitcher has a walkout song. Every batter has a walk-up song. Why not have the players pick their own or pick one that fits with like their name, something that plays on their name like that, and play for each individual player when they score goals?
I think it's brilliant. I think this is, Pat, you are a hockey head like I am.
I couldn't hear him. What did he say?
I love this idea. I absolutely love it. Every player having their own song.
You're like not speaking in the mic.
I'm speaking into the mic. I'm talking right into the mic.
I could hear him fine.
I gotta get bumped up. Anyway, first day in radio for Connor. It is a good idea, though. In all seriousness, it's a very good idea.
And it would be unique because the Flyers would be doing something that no other team in the NHL does.
It would be a nice, cool in-game thing, and I think the players look forward to it. I had never thought about that, but he's right. I mean, in baseball...
It's brilliant.
In baseball, when I hear Cashmere, I think of Chase Utley now. Like, immediately.
It goes into your
Instinctively,
head.
yeah.
Cashmere, Georgie.
So,
And
yeah.
notorious Didi Gregorius.
Yeah. No, and there's like... Because Connor said he plays off your name. It makes sense. I love it.
I mean, and
Thanks, Patty.
are you letting the players?
Thanks, boys.
Are you letting the players choose their own songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as the lyrics are fine,
right? But they'll put out clean versions or whatever. But baseball players before the season, they put together either a list or one walk-up song, and they send it to whoever runs the PA system. It's not that hard to do.
And this would give the Flyers a chance to do something completely different than every team in the NHL. Create the new trend.
I say we run with this damn thing.
I think we do. Flyers, are you listening?
Awesome.
Are you listening, Flyers? You've just been given a great deal. Connor Thomas is the one who gets credit for this.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
All right, Connor.
I hope they're listening.
If you're a goal scorer for the Flyers, what's your song?
Wow, that's a great question.
Oh, thank you, Connor. I appreciate that. Coming from you, that means a lot.
I'd have the 60 Minutes theme song. Just nothing's going to get people more pumped than that clock ticking.
Just the ticking?
Mm-hmm. Perfect show, Justin.
It'd be a perfect one for mine.
For yours?
Yes. Pat has to have it. He's got to have it.
The GH theme?
Yes. The GH theme would be perfect.
I thought you were going to say Rally
Our perfect show just
Rally has to be great, too.
Connor, what do you got? Come on.
Dude, I don't know.
Wow,
it's so hard.
you put so much thought into somebody else?
Yes, of course. Because I don't play for the Flyers.
No team in the NHL is doing this. It's creative. It's interesting. Flyers, take the idea, run with it before someone else does, and then you copy it. So don't copy. Be the leader. Be the trendsetter.
I have this list of songs that they've trotted out in the preseason so far. Would you like to hear them?
Yes.
So we have Baltimore, Tarzan Boy, which I think would be awesome.
It's awesome.
Eenie Camus, Here Comes the Hot Stepper. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
That is a great song.
Real Big Fish, Beer. Kungs,
I like Beer.
This Girl.
Okay.
The Police, Roxanne, and Tag Team Whoomp, There It Is. Those are the songs they have tried out.
Even though the
if you got the whole stadium doing Tarzan Boy, it would be awesome.
Even though Scoop, There It Is
that's a great commercial.
It's a great commercial. I understand they're working on a Super Bowl commercial.
Are they good?
That they're trying right now. They're saying it's Super Bowl commercial.
I'm officially in Team Tarzan Boy.
Well, I'm hoping that the next goal that's scored, I end up hearing
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ya ding dong.
See, that'd be great, but it has to be.
Yeah, you have to start it.
It has to hit at a right spot. But I still say the Action News theme, and I know that Zach says it too.
But I think
it comes off the goal song. It comes off that horn, and you blow right into the Action News theme.
We can have your cake and eat it too. You can do all of these.
Sorry,
Bob, I can't hear the Action News theme and not feel.
I think you can remix it and make it.
You can do it. The Roots. No, the Roots have a.
Yeah,
the Roots have a rendition.
It depresses me.
Why?
Because it reminds me when I was a kid and I couldn't go to sleep at night. My dad would watch.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. You know what'd be good for Bob? There's a 2 Live Crew song called Me So...
Oh, yes.
Corny.
Yes,
corny.
Me So Corny.
Very good, Connor.
Corny. He's got dad jokes.
You corny!
There you go. You're corny.
For Bob. Me So Corny.
You're
corny.
corny.
Long time.
Good work,
all right.
Connor.
We have... I am going to make the case that the Eagles coaching staff believes they're the smartest guys in the league. Not in the room, in the league. And they're sadly mistaken. And they're not helping their franchise quarterback to be. I'll talk about it next. Don't miss the case I make on the John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic.
Playoff baseball kicks off this week, and unfortunately the Phillies aren't in it. But that doesn't mean that you can't profit off of the playoffs. The king of sportsbooks, BetMGM, wants to get you started off right with playoff baseball. So all you have to do, head on over to BetMGM.com or the BetMGM app, register, and sign up, and you just place a $10 money line wager on any playoff game. If either team hits a home run in that game, you'll end up winning $200 in free bets. You're probably thinking to yourself, wait, so all I have to do is place a $10 money line wager on any game, and when a home run's hit, I end up winning $200 in free bets. That's probably too good to be true, right? Now, it is. There's always a catch with these things. And the catch is, when you register with BetMGM, you have to use the bonus code PatEgan200 to get in on this offer. It also has to be your first bet. There's the big catch. Look, BetMGM, it's the way to go. All right, they have all of the sports, but with baseball starting off, they want to get you started off with $200 in free bets. So take it. Download the app today or go to BetMGM.com. When you sign up, use bonus code PatEgan200. You'll win $200 in free bets if a home run is hit in the playoff game that you wager on, and you bet $10 on it. It's a new customer offer, paid in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years old or Pennsylvania only. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Hollywood Casino Morgantown.
97.5 The Fanatic. $97.5 The Fanatic.
Is this your goal song, Pat?
It's the Hot Stepper.
Is this your goal song? I guess I did know this one. Well, not bad, but it's not bad. Okay, this wouldn't be bad.
It's no Tarzan boy.
This wouldn't be bad.
Nah, not feeling this.
How about,
How
about Apache?
No. Jump
Would
on
that
it?
would that be now it's not politically correct to use Apache? I don't know what it is.
House of Pain. I mean, that Wisconsin thing every week. I feel it every week.
It's amazing.
It's really cool.
It's the best thing about watching. I heard Anthony Gargano waxing poetic about watching Wisconsin football. And I would just say, Anthony, I love you, but if you think Wisconsin football is in any way entertaining to watch, it is terrible. That is the worst high school offense from a bad team. It's terrible. And it's like every year.
I think you're an a-hole.
Well, I'm sorry, Anthony. Talk about got to watch Wisconsin football.
Stick your piety up your ass.
And by the way, it's not Big Ten. It's Big One and a lot of others. It's the Big One, Ohio State, and a lot of others.
We got a top 5 matchup this weekend.
I've seen it before.
Yeah, Penn State, Iowa, a good one.
Yeah,
I like Penn State this weekend.
One of them's eliminated, and now that Oregon lost, they got a chance.
Yeah?
Hey, the 8 o'clock hour is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit paworkinjury.com. I'm going to make the case now, and I admit I'm a complete geek, so I'm telling you right now. But this is where I will claim malpractice is going on at the NovaCare complex. The Eagles have had 57 rushing attempts, not by their quarterback, in 4 games. The worst in the NFL. The least. 32 out of 32 teams. That is the worst percentage. The worst number in the NFL. Less than 15 a game. Atrocious. They've had 146 passing attempts and only 91 rushing attempts overall. But Jalen Hurts has passed 146 times and rushed 34 times. Jalen Hurts has accounted for 76% of the offensive snaps, all on his shoulders to produce. So I ask you in the audience, do you think it's a smart strategy to have a guy who's still wet behind the ears? I keep hearing, well, it's only 5 games. It's only 6 games. It's only 7 games. You think it's smart to ask your quarterback to account for 76% of the snaps? Here's some comparisons for you. Lamar Jackson, okay? He's rushed 42 times. He's passed 124. They have 85 rushes by other players. They have balance. 124 passes, 124 runs. 51% run, 49% pass. Lamar Jackson, with the ball in his hands, is accounting for 66% of his team's offense. Jalen Hurts, 76%. That's the MVP from last year. Lamar Jackson. They're giving him 66% of the duty. Jalen Hurts, 10% more. How about Kyler Murray? A front runner. Jamie's got him for an MVP thing week 1, which looks really smart now. He's attempted 134 passes. He's rushed 23 times. Arizona has rushed the ball 101 times. Double what the Eagles have done, pretty much, when it's not Murray. He's accounted for just 61% of the offensive snaps. Jalen Hurts, 76%. Are you seeing the error of the Sirianni plan yet? Everybody who says, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't run. No, it doesn't matter. The Eagles currently 38% run, 62% pass, and a lot of them are the quarterback running for his life. It's a bad plan. It's the worst balance in the NFL. Borderline malpractice. By the way, Aaron Rodgers, ball in his hand, accounting for it, 56% of the Packers snaps. What about Tom Brady? Greatest quarterback of all time. He's the second highest in the NFL at 73%. So Jalen Hurts at 76% is being given more of the load of his offense than Tom freaking Brady. It's a bad plan. The people who tell you, oh, it doesn't matter if they don't run the ball. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It matters. And it's stupid to have Jalen Hurts be more responsible for his team's offense than any quarterback in the NFL and he's only ahead of Tom Brady, tells you all you need to know. It's a bad plan. Fix it. Change it now. And that's where we begin the 8 o'clock hour. That's ridiculous. You are asking a guy 7 games into his NFL career to carry the biggest load in the NFL. And it's not even close. Yeah. It's not. I mean, the only guy close to him is Tom Brady in the 70s. Tom Brady. And you're asking him to do more than Brady does. It makes no sense.
It's good work by you. It's good work coming up with those numbers by you. It makes me believe maybe even more what I said earlier and what I said like a month or so ago that I read, that maybe this organization doesn't think he's the guy, and they're giving him the chance to prove that. You know,
but I think they're putting him in a bad position.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a bad position. They're saying you're smarter than Tom. Oh, by the way, our plan, we don't need to run the ball. We're smarter than every other team in the NFL. We don't need balance. We don't need the Brady balance. We don't need any of this stuff.
Yeah,
in any of it.
I hear you, and there's nothing really you can disagree with in what you said, John. You laid it out perfectly.
Okay.
I wonder. It makes me wonder about stuff. Are they setting him up for failure?
It's too much to put on the plate of a guy he's just starting his career. Tom Brady the only other guy 70% or more is Tom Brady. There's no comparison. You're putting too much on the kid's plate.
This is simple to shoot down. How many of those other teams run RPO-based offenses?
Why are you doing that?
Because it's best suited for Jalen Hurts right now.
But you're not running the ball. You have no balance.
But Jalen Hurts runs the ball.
You have no balance. Call plays for him. Don't give him.
Well, I mean, you can compare him to Tom Brady and all these other guys. The Ravens average like 15 RPO plays a game. They're not based in it, but
Correct.
They do it because Lamar Jackson has a skill set. The Eagles' offense is based around the RPO more or less right now.
Why?
Because he's a rookie that's learning, and you want to use his legs.
It's more to learn. If he's a rookie,
they feel
he's
like
learning.
He's capable of it. I mean, he's shown a knowledge of the playbook. He went from Alabama to Oklahoma, didn't skip a beat. Now he's in the pros, a year 2 starter and a captain.
If he really is, how come they don't run out of the RPO? How come they pass constantly? They're the worst, Jamie. They're the worst in the NFL.
Well, whatever it is, it's
57 rushes by someone other than the quarterback.
So you're leaving the ball in your quarterback's hands. So he's going to have a higher percentage than these other guys. Kyler Murray isn't running RPO. Tom Brady's not running RPO.
So you think it's smarter to give Jalen Hurts?
I'm not saying it's smarter, but it's the reality.
But it's a dumb reality. It doesn't make sense. Why don't
they just had 500 yards offense on Sunday?
You're going to eat one game, Jamie.
Okay.
What did they do?
They had over 200 yards against San Fran in the first half, and that's supposed to be a good defense.
Yards. Again, yards. It's not fantasy football. It's football.
He's a rookie quarterback.
You're putting too much on his plate, Pat. What do you think?
Well, he's not a rookie quarterback.
I mean, he is. It's his 8th game.
He had an off season. He is, but he's not. I mean, it's
sort of
probably kind of in a way.
He's a rookie quarterback.
I see Jamie's point though. It's completely different offenses. Completely different. Now, if you want to argue that they shouldn't be running an RPO, that's fine. But if that's his system, if that's his Sirianni system, then he's got to figure it.
It's not. That's the thing.
But that's why it's geared towards Jalen.
But how is it not his system, though? Because we've never seen his system.
It's not his system because he has admitted to us he had to go learn the RPO offense from other people.
And that's
he had to go learn it because he wanted to implement it for Jalen Hurts. You're giving Jalen Hurts more responsibility for his team's offensive success than any quarterback in the NFL. He's 8 games into his career.
I have no problem with it.
It's a bad strategy.
You got to find out if he can do it or not.
You're making my point.
No, you're throwing a guy to the wolves. You're not.
Well, isn't that you got to know by week 17 this year?
Isn't it smart? Wouldn't it be smarter to do best practices?
Well, I think it'd be smarter to implement your system and figure out if Jalen Hurts fits into your system.
Yeah, but this isn't his system.
That's my point. Like, that's exactly. So if Jalen Hurts doesn't fit into the RPO model that he has implemented, then what's he going to do? He's going to move on from Jalen Hurts. He's going to use one of those 2 first-round picks, possibly 3, to draft a quarterback that fits into the RPO? No, he's going to draft a quarterback that fits into his system.
If you say we don't need to run the ball. We don't need balance. Whereas the other coaches in the NFL know, the other successful coaches know, you need to have balance. Now, if you have Tom Brady, you have a cyborg. You have a 44-year-old?
That's what surprises me, that he's
second most.
I'm surprised at that because when you say that much percentage of the offense, I would think of a guy that's running the ball also.
It's amazing.
And Brady's not doing that.
Brady's 73. Jalen Hurts is 76. Aaron Rodgers, 56.
Yeah, I mean, look, what I always want a coach to do, and I've said this over and over again, is play to your team's strengths. Find out what they're good at and play to them and try to hide your weaknesses. I would assume that they came in and said, RPO might be best for Hurts. They must have tried other things during the offseason, and they assume this is where he's at his best. Or, like I said, conspiracy theory here, they're putting him out there to fail.
It scares me. It scares me because your theory could have legs when you look at these kind of numbers. They're not doing NFL best practices. They're absolutely abandoning what best practices are in the NFL, which is saying we're smarter than everybody else. We know what works in the NFL. We're smarter than everybody else.
If he's going outside of what he believes in as an offense to go learn something that's best suited for Jalen Hurts and his style of play, in their belief, Shane Steichen, I'm sure Jeff Stoutland has a part in the RPO because he has to time his offensive lineman.
No, but he's getting told what to. Jeff Stoutland's doesn't have a voice in saying.
I'm sure he's consulted. He's learning something outside of his norm to accommodate his quarterback.
I don't know why you're accommodating your quarterback with it. Why
because they feel he's best suited to run that right now.
Just give him a play. Give him a play. Call in a play.
I don't see this as a big deal at all.
Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think it's cocky at all. I think it's them actually accommodating their quarterback.
It's a lot on his plate. He's young.
He can handle it from every report we've heard. This kid's stellar off the field. He studies the playbook. He works hard at it. So they feel confident that he can handle it.
You know what they do to Aaron Rodgers, MVP? They send him in a play. You know what they do to the MVP from last year, Lamar Jackson? They send in a play.
Well,
you know what they do to Matt Ryan?
We're comparing them to MVPs now?
They send in a play. You know what Kyler Murray gets? Send in a play.
He's an MVP candidate.
They have RPO play series, RPO plays for Kyler Murray. 9 the other day.
Okay.
9 plays. So Kyler Murray,
it's not based on RPO,
they're going, hey, here's nine plays of the day. You've got that choice. They're not just throwing these guys to the wolves and saying, do it. Make these decisions. Just smart. He doesn't have the expertise yet to be able to do this.
Yeah.
I worry about your theory because your theory has more legs when you think of it.
Well, I kind of go with both of you. I agree that if they're running this offense because they think it's best suited, as Jamie said, good on them. I also think if they are throwing him out to the wolves, as you say, I wonder if that's what they're doing. Let's find out what we have. And if that report that came out that said they don't think he's the quarterback of the future, they're trying to prove it to themselves, maybe.
Let's see what Bob in Orlando has to say. Bob, you're on the Fanatic. Good morning.
Going on? Good morning. I'm a big conspiracy guy, so we got the moon landing, we got flat Earth, and then we got who's really calling the shots for this. So we're all fussing at Sirianni and catering to Jalen Hurts. I point my guy who has the best decision-making ever the last 3 years. That's Howie Roseman. I think he's thrown him to the wolves. He's going to fail. I agree with you. He need to get him in the best situation to instill confidence. Tom Brady early in his career was run.
Right.
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
The greatest quarterback of all time, Bob.
Yes, absolutely. Aaron Rodgers didn't play for a couple of years.
3.
So you can
3.
3. The Prescotts, Wilsons, straight up, they're anomalies. I mean, there's some great ones coming out, but I would suggest they're the statistical abnormality as opposed to the normal curve. Dude's a great leader, but why screw him up? Because they're leading him to be the best backup quarterback in the league. That's what they're leading.
And I hope that's not the case.
His numbers after 8 games are second all-time in NFL history for yardage.
In yardage.
Okay. What are we talking about then? We're acting like it's some grand failure.
But
it's not failing.
No, I'm not saying it's a failure. What I'm saying is Jamie, they're going counterculture to every development of every. They're smarter than the room.
No, that's not it at all. You can't compare Jalen Hurts to Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
Can I compare him to Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray? Yes,
sure.
I can.
Okay.
And I
they're not RPO-based offenses
because they don't do that to them.
Because
they give them right now percentage of plays for Lamar Jackson. Baltimore Ravens' own thing for RPO. He has around 20% of the plays in the playbook are RPO based.
All right.
So the MVP from last year, they're asking him to do it 20% of the time.
Okay. Maybe Jalen Hurts has a better football IQ than Lamar Jackson. We don't know. They spend time with this guy. decided to go outside of their norm. Some of the stuff they ran on Sunday was actually an homage to Oklahoma style and Lincoln Riley. So isn't that a good thing? He's producing. We didn't like it because there was 2 weeks.
If they go 4-13, you're saying, well, look at all the yards.
We all said at the beginning
of the yards.
We all said at the beginning of the year the record didn't matter when it came to evaluating Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah, but if
that's a team stat.
If he goes out and shows out, if he absolutely does, sure. If we're at the end of 17 games,
so the record's irrelevant when you're evaluating him at the end of the year.
So you're all gung-ho right now that he's the guy?
I want to see what this kid's got. Yeah, I want to see 21 games on paper, and we can make our assessment then, because there's ups and downs, and right now he's coming off an up. Last week was coming off a down.
Patrick in Arlington joins us on The Fanatic. Good morning, Patrick.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great to have you on.
So I'm wondering then if they're giving him all this work, either they're trying to, hope that he looks good so they can flip him for something else. That's maybe the one option. But the other option is if he's calling all these RPOs and he's got the option to throw it or run it, he's just not making good decisions all of the time.
That's it. He's throwing every single time. He's not running the ball.
Things. He looks like a great, he looks like a good Philadelphia Eagle, right? He's saying the right things. He's got a great attitude. Don't get me wrong, but maybe his football knowledge isn't there yet because he's in his 8th game.
And I just wish I'm all for it. The RPO stuff is great. Put that in the offense.
And how many different offensive line combinations has he had through 4 games this year already?
Oh, absolutely, he's had.
Yeah.
And they've been playing great.
I mean, that's a factor too.
They're playing very well. He hasn't been under duress.
No, he hasn't
this year. Even the Dallas game went under duress.
I think at times he's not keeping his eyes downfield when he breaks out of the pocket, but that's something you can easily work on.
And going to his first read.
Yeah.
And not
that's all rookie stuff.
But not RPO. They're not running the ball.
Well, maybe he's making the right decision.
Pat, you're still falling on where?
Well, I think he was very good on Sunday. He was very, very good. He was accurate in the short game. It's kind of all we asked for. I still have my doubts, but I think you need to give him the ample time to evaluate him, and that's the whole 17-game schedule.
No, but I'm not. It's not evaluating that. I'm evaluating the coaching staff, Pat.
Yeah,
I'm not evaluating him.
I mean,
I'm saying he's being put in a position.
I disagree with they're just going to learn the RPO to base it off of him. I would like to see Jalen Hurts in their ideal situation and their ideal system. To me, honestly, it makes absolutely no sense that you're a first-year head coach and you come in and your first move is to not put, quote, your system in. It's to learn the RPO. That's dumb.
And he didn't.
I don't know if I believe it, to be honest with you.
He says he didn't.
Oh, he can say whatever he wants.
Do you think he's lying about that?
It makes no sense. Like if
I agree with you, it makes no sense.
If you have a plan, as a show leader, right?
Yes.
Like as the host of a show, and you get your big break. Are you going to then come in and go, well, my idea doesn't really work, so let me just cater to my other guys.
No.
My other guys who might not be here in a year. Like, that makes no sense.
See, this is exactly what you wanted with Jalen Hurts. All of the conversation that just went on in the last 15 minutes about the style that you're running, is he doing the right thing? Are they giving him too much? This is exactly what you wanted from this Eagles season.
Correct.
That discourse.
Everything.
And that evaluation.
All about this Jalen Hurts. Is he not handing the ball off enough? Are they giving him too much? No, they're taking a look at. This is exactly what you wanted out of this season.
It's a pressure test for a season.
Exactly. So I'm listening to all you guys talking. That's all that kept going through my mind was this. If we sit back and really look at what we expected out of this season, this is exactly it.
Whatever you're into, you'll find it at Audible. Listen to thrillers, motivation, comedy, and more with podcasts, the bestsellers and originals, all in one app. Sign up and start free at audible.com. Real quickly, Damon in Philadelphia. Damon, welcome to the John Kincaid Show. Good morning.
Hey, guys. I have to agree with Jamie on this one. Let the boy, give him the work. Let him see what he's got. I mean, if they really think he's going to be the quarterback of the future, let him learn how to run this team. We have a banged-up offensive line, so running Sanders is not really going to do that much.
They ran well. They've run well when they did. That's what they do. There have been many opportunities where this team has run well. They avoid it. How about it this way? Do you believe when the Eagles are good that they can succeed running this offense to win championships.
How did they win a Super Bowl?
Scored more points.
And they ran the ball.
And they had an RPO offense.
They ran the ball, though.
It was an RPO offense.
But they ran the ball.
Okay, so my answer is yes. I believe an RPO offense can win titles.
You have to run the ball. You can't just pass it. You can't be just pass. You got to have balance.
I thought the narrative coming out of the stadium on Sunday was ridiculous.
Well, 38%. The word you're saying
run the ball chance where I cringed.
We got this figured out. We're smarter than everybody else.
I don't think it's that at all.
Well, whatever it is, it's if you think they can win, you want to jump in with us, you can. 610-632-0975. Hey, the Park Sportsbook app, by the way, has got a great offer for you. New customers sign up now. Get your first bet risk-free up to $500. Use the promo code FANATIC. You got to be 21 in Pennsylvania. If you got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
There's construction workers, by the way, outside of our building who are chanting, take more calls.
Take more calls.
Yeah.
610-632-0975.
Just chanting it over and over again.
John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic. I want you to check your windows. Your heating and cooling bills, they're going to be terrible this winter. Just like they were this summer with your air conditioning bills. Why? Because your windows stink. They're letting the warm air out. They're letting the cold air in. It's going to be a terrible winter. So right now, call Window Nation. Go to windownation.com and do your window shopping online. See their entire selection of windows, every color, every style. You're going to absolutely love them. But I've got a better deal for you. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 24 months. That is a fantastic offer. No money down, no payments, no interest for 24 months. Buy 2, get 2 free. Call 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. They've got an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. You can trust these folks. And right now, you're going to get a perfect window that's going to raise the value of your home, keep your heating and cooling costs down. Can't beat it. Call 866-90-NATION. Window shop online at windownation.com. Tell them John Kincaid sent you.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Every day, thousands of hackers try to steal your crypto. But Arculus uses air-gapped technology by forming a protective barrier that insulates you from hackers and secures your crypto. Order yours at getarculus.com.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Our friends at NJ Diet want to remind you can reset your metabolism and lose that summer vacation weight. With NJ Diet, it only takes 40 days to lose a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds. Go to njdiet.com or call 855-5NJ-DIET. Excuse my ignorance on this topic, but how does an air fryer work?
It's just an oven. It's a convection oven that's just sped up.
How does it make things crispy?
I don't know. The way it circulates the air, I believe.
What do you put in it? Do you put oil in it?
Food.
Yeah. I know you put food in it, Bob.
Last night I did some potato fries just in like olive oil and seasoning. And
okay, so you have to put some oil or something in it.
And then I did. You can do it whatever. I did honey sriracha Brussels sprouts.
Oh my God. I don't like Brussels sprouts, but that's I do asparagus. See, I'll do honey sriracha asparagus.
Yeah, you can do that. It's real easy.
You can throw anything in there.
Yeah, it's dummy proof.
Okay, how big you know what you need? I need you both to send me the size that I need. I don't want to get one.
Beg your pardon? Mine's a toaster oven combo.
Andrew sent one the other day, was talking about it the other day, and he got me thinking about it, listening to him and Cuz talk about it. And I don't want to get one that's too small if I'm going to get one, but I don't want to get one too large because then the lady of the house is going to arrive in May and go, what is that? That's not going to sit on my counter.
I just have a Cuisinart. It looks like a toaster oven. It's the same size, if you're familiar with those.
Tell her to mind her own business. You're the one that runs the house right now.
I don't even run the house. I don't even run the house that I'm living in. You
King in his kingdom.
By the way, we were talking about the RPO. We're going to get to Doug in Pottstown here and more. Jamie, you advocated the RPO offense, which won the Eagles the Super Bowl. Eagles-Falcons, divisional playoff game. 32 rushes, 30 passes.
We can run in an RPO.
Eagles, they can they? I just don't see it here.
If that's the read that's supposed to be made.
Eagles-Vikings, 30 rushes, 33 passes. Eagles-Patriots, 27 rushes, 29 passes.
It doesn't mean RPO wasn't successful.
No, it was very successful.
They were a well-rounded offense, and you had to respect all aspects.
89 passes, 89 rushes, 95 passes. Perfect balance, 52-48. The best offenses in the NFL have balance. The right now 38% is ridiculous, and that includes quarterback scrambles. It's not even close to that. They're doing something completely unconventional. Now,
that resulted in 500 yards offense.
Offense is great. I didn't look. I'm looking in the column here on ESPN.com. I'm looking in the column. Is there a column that counts if you won yardage?
I mean, they didn't punt the ball. How is that not successful?
But Jamie, it's not the long-term plan.
Well,
what I'm saying
the long-term plan should be week to week.
I thought this year's supposed to be about building a foundation.
It is. They're trying to find out if Jalen Hurts is that foundation.
So you're throwing them to the Wolves more than any quarterback would ever be thrown to the Wolves.
I don't view it as throwing them to the Wolves.
Let's see what Doug in Pottstown has to say. Doug, welcome to the John Kincaid Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for taking my call.
Good to have you, buddy.
So I was listening to this conversation, and maybe it's also Hurts who also feels he has to throw the ball to prove he's a quarterback in this league. Maybe he feels if he hands off the ball, you can't assess a handoff. But if you throw it, you can assess his throws and show that he belongs in the league.
Doug, that never came into my mind, that motivation.
I'll only say this to you, though, Doug, is that when they watch it on film, did he make the right decision? Right? So they're also going to be judging him on did he make the right decision by throwing the ball or did he make the wrong decision by throwing the ball? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but also remember, also in the back of his mind, I know he's supposed to be stress-free or whatever, but I thought I read a little while ago on a couple of networks that we still got the green light on that Houston quarterback and probably stick in the back of his mind. If I hand off here, maybe that makes sense, but maybe also feels like I have to throw the ball to prove I belong in the league.
Doug, I swear to you, I never thought of that.
That's a good thought.
Well, if I'm an opposing defensive coordinator, I probably want to challenge Jalen Hurts to beat me with his arm, right?
But they're not loading the box on the Eagles.
No.
Nobody is loading the box
on the Eagles. But you can take away the run?
Yeah, but they're not focusing on that. They're not forcing him. Not one team yet.
If I'm Matt Rule, I go, hey, Jalen, beat me this weekend. Beat me with your arm. And I'm going to maybe try to do everything away to take the underneath stuff away and take the running game away.
But nobody has been coming. In the first 4 weeks, you have not seen that defensive strategy. They have not been saying, we're loading the box to keep the Eagles from running and make them beat us with their arm. That's not
No, but they might be forcing them into a pass rather than a throw.
He's making the decision to throw. It's not an RPO offense with Jalen Hurts. It's a pass offense. Pass.
Well, if that's what's open.
And the coach, by the way, has critiqued him twice after San Francisco and Dallas passed too much. Made the decision to pass.
Well, he's a rookie. Yeah, there's going to be a learning curve.
Made it too much. That this is
second-year player.
I still think of him. I know.
I think he's a rookie.
Pat correct. It's the one thing we agree on this. I still look at him as a rookie.
I do too. I just want to be technically.
No, I get you.
I mean, I think we all know that
Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year.
I don't think you do, Bob.
I know it's like guys going. He said Lamar Jackson was the MVP last year. Okay, Lamar Jackson was MVP in 2019. Sorry about that.
A-Rod.
Sorry about that. Fact checker.
Football.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, but it's an interesting study and dichotomy there of opinion and fact about where we're going here. And the coach has said again he needs to run the ball more. He said it again. 4 games. He said it again.
Well, it's the most obvious thing that has come out of this thing is that their lack of running.
But he doesn't do anything to change it.
Yeah.
It'd be
if you're going to run RPO and you're leaving the decision up to the quarterback.
We need to run him more. We ran run him more. We need to run him more. And for now 4 consecutive weeks, he has said that post-game, yeah, we need to run the football.
And this is why I don't believe the majority of what they say behind that podium.
I would have loved it if he came out and said we need to run the ball less. I think I ran it too much.
Oh, my gosh.
That would be awesome.
All right, we know Alyssa and Allie have been star-studded jurors so far. Kyle's been really, really good. Mike from Delran always has his passion. Josh has been a really, out of left field. I had no idea about Josh coming in. Chris Miller, one of our jurors, excellent. Quaz always brings that energy and passion. I have concerns that we've gotten 5 of our jurors have not contributed 2 of the weeks. So do I give Jeremy and Andrew and Ken and Todd 1 week to reprieve
None of
themselves?
My guys.
Or do I say, and Chris Smith has responded once.
That's my guy.
Once.
Normally, I would say it's a quarter of the season. Now it's 4 1/4 of a season, I guess.
Yes.
They've showed their true colors, I would say.
Or do you go one more to say Jeremy and Andrew and Ken and Todd and Chris, who's only contributed once? You get one last reprieve.
My vote would be one last reprieve.
Bobby, your teachers thought you were kind in grade school. Do you believe that we go one more? This is like the last warning call for these guys?
No. I'm tired of being soft. Out. They're out.
Pat, where are you falling on this?
Bob, I'm a compassionate person. I'm not like that heathen Bob Cooney over there. And I'm saying one more week.
This is a right, not a privilege.
This is a yes.
It was your right to do this.
No, this is a privilege, not a right.
Is that
you got that backwards, yeah.
I was on a roll, too, man.
We're not letting you slide with that.
The Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
John Monty on our YouTube chat here says, fire them jurors.
They're out. I'm sorry. I'm not
going to fight
being soft. Out. Gone. Later.
That's what everybody feels.
How about Chris?
If you would have read
Chris has contributed once in 4 weeks.
The show's split 2-2 right now.
Gone.
Yeah, but...
So you know what that means? That means that we have
Coach knows stuff.
All right, Coach, it's on you, you old softy, you.
Coach, what do you say?
Their water bottles around.
Knows stuff.
Since I'm the one that's got to cut these audio pieces and deal with these emails and everything, you know what? 4 weeks in, if you've only done 1 or 2 of these, you're out.
Yeah, Coach.
There it is.
There are people on the chat board
that want to be in.
That want to be in, that actually want to call in every week. Come on, man.
Make their contribution.
Yeah. You're out.
Jeremy, Andrew, Ken, Todd, and Chris, loved having you. Not really, because you didn't contribute.
Oh, Ken was
You
one of
took
my
an
guys.
opportunity, and you didn't take advantage of an opportunity to be a part of this, and everybody else is making great contributions.
Yeah, the guy that Bob picked twice is bringing it.
So we have 5 spots. How are we going to fill 5 spots? Here's my thought. There's 5 of us. So 5 of us are going to be wooed, solicited, emails, tweets.
What about an old application? Are we allowed to dip back into the pool of original applicants?
No, I want to open this up wide.
Okay.
Because honestly, I'm going to open this up wide. If you want to be a juror, try to woo us. You can go to the 975thefanatic.com, send us an email. You can, try to find. We got 5 spots to fill, and they're going to be filled by Friday.
You can text John at 678.
No, don't do that, please.
41.
That is, by the way, I'm debating right now changing the phone number.
To a local one?
Yeah, because people get so confused when you give them your phone. What? It's like you're giving people, what's your phone number? You start telling them your phone number, and they're like, well, wait a minute, what?
610-632.
They're like, what? Yes, they don't.
Give me a call.
People have different phone numbers. So we have 5 spots. Every one of us will put a new juror on the jury by Friday. I'm talking about an email, text, tweet, DM, whatever it is. Jeremy, Andrew, Ken, Todd, Chris, get in on it there. Get in on it there and be a part of things. See if you can help out with that. I'm going to tell you right now that in the linchpin, Jamie thinks that there's something missing on the defensive side of the ball.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, Jonathan Gannon's got to do something different versus a high-powered offense. Their only turnover of the day was because Josh Sweat was actually in the quarterback's face, and he threw it right to Eric Wilson. The Eagles, per Tim McManus, sent an extra rusher just twice against the Chiefs per Next Gen Stats.
That can't be true.
They lived in their packages using 5 defensive backs on 87% of the snaps, just 8 snaps in base.
Okay, that's...
Now, look, I understand it's a high-powered offense. You probably want some defensive backs out there to
87
to deal with McCole Hardman and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and maybe even Edwards-Helaire. But they got a blitz. They're not getting natural pressure. Javon Hargrave might be the best defensive lineman in the league right now. He's playing dominant football. But outside of him and an occasional Sweat, there's really no production from your defensive line at all. Your linebackers stink. They're going to get picked and preyed on regardless. You might as well take a shot blitzing here and there because you got to get to the quarterback. They're getting killed with no quarterback pressure.
Who are you sending?
It's a great question.
Because that's my next question. Who are you sending?
Maybe Anthony Harris here and there. Maybe Eric Wilson here and there. Maybe, I don't know, you do a nickel with Avonte Maddox or Zach McPherson. Just say, go run, kid. Maybe Davian Taylor. Give this kid a shot. Maybe it's Patrick Johnson. I don't know. They got to try something different because they need pressure and they need it fast.
There's the key phrase. You have to do something different. I mean,
they obviously got to do something different in the last 2 weeks, right?
Right, but they didn't. I mean, you're talking 100 plays and they haven't changed anything. Much like run the ball more, we are you got to blitz more. Happy
Shoot the puck!
Right, exactly. That's who we are. That's how we're built. That's our mentality. But my God, you haven't done anything different in 4 games, Jonathan Gannon.
No, you really haven't.
Yeah, don't give up the deep ball. Don't give up the deep ball. Okay, we'll let them gash us for 11 plays and 85 yards, and they score in 7 minutes. All right, that's good. That takes time off the clock. Come on, man, play to win. It's not even a game. It's not even a season where you're looking to win a division, anything. You got to try stuff.
And this weekend might be a perfect time to try it. I mean, look, Sam Darnold's had success, but he had success.
2 picks last week.
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, he's a guy you take chances on. I mean, he's beat bad teams so far. So take a shot. Get in his face. Fluster him. You got to do something because you got to find creative ways to get to the quarterback because it's not naturally getting there.
And it really isn't. I'm shocked at those numbers.
Yeah, it was pretty eye-popping when I saw
it. It's ridiculous.
That's not good, yeah.
You can't watch consecutive games where your defense gave up 35 to Dallas because we can't count the offense. 35 to Dallas and then 42, whatever, to Kansas City, and you're just doing the same thing? Now, look, are they going cover 2 or cover 3, whatever, they changing it up that way? Yeah, sure, but you're not getting any results from that, so you have to do something. And look, I just think this is a year of try anything and see what happens because you're not in it to win it this year. You're just not. You're not going to win a division. You're not going to the playoffs. You're not winning a Super Bowl. See what you got.
Yeah, I want to see more Patrick Johnson.
I want to
see Davian Taylor.
I've liked it since our boy Graff was telling us about Patrick Johnson.
Yeah, he was big on him.
And he's looks like he belongs.
He does. Davian Taylor, where's this speed and athleticism that warranted a 3rd-round pick? Let's start to see it.
Man, you took the words out of my mouth. You have a position that you have ignored basically for, 30 years? So you finally take a guy somewhat high, 3rd-round pick, and we haven't seen him. With all due respect to who they have out there, at this point, what do you have to lose? And if I have another defensive coordinator whose philosophy is I'm not going to send blitzes, I just want my guys to hit the quarterback, I give up. I'm going to go off in the woods, and I'm going to be a painter like Bob Ross. Because I don't know if I can mentally do that for another couple of years. Get to the damn quarterback, send blitzes. I grew up with Jim Johnson as defensive coordinator. So the fact that I have defensive coordinators now who don't send blitzes is mind-boggling.
Okay, well, do you believe Jonathan Gannon, with the talent that Jim Johnson had, would be sending blitzes? Because I do. If he had corner play, if he had the corner play,
I don't know enough about him.
If he had the corner play that Jim Johnson had, the corners that he could count on.
I mean, Jim Johnson sent blitzes when he had no talent.
I don't remember Jim Johnson had.
When they were the worst team in football, he was sending blitzes. So that was his philosophy, was sending blitzes.
Yeah, it's just mind-boggling to me that you're sitting back in a defense and you're just getting picked apart for 2 straight games and you don't see any difference.
I mean, you have 2 guys on the defensive line, Kerrigan and Cox, that are pretty much statless through 4 games.
Yeah, I think you're seeing why Washington let Kerrigan go.
Oh, my buddies in D.C. warned me.
No question.
He's got no gas left in the tank. But you got to do something different.
There's
exactly.
nothing.
Hey, you have no linebacker play. Your D-line stinks, and you're just sitting back and not getting beat long.
Yeah, I saw some screen grabs of Alex Singleton's performance on Sunday.
He's terrible. He's terrible.
Him and Eric Wilson both could not read the run plays at all. They were lost.
Can we stop going to free agency on 1-year deals, grabbing guys like him and Zach Brown?
Well, you had to this year because Carson Wentz screwed you.
And then convincing ourselves that
Wentz
they actually...
them.
I get it. But it's just like...
Next year they'll have money.
But guys, they do this every year. They go to free agency, they grab some dog crap linebacker. We convince ourselves all offseason, well, actually, no, they addressed it. They got this guy. And then the games get played and he sucks.
I'll still take anything over Nate Gary.
The caller has a point.
Oh, my gosh.
Caller has a solid point.
No, but that's just a bad memory.
They need to invest in linebackers. I'm sick of it. I'm not saying you need a first-round pick, but come on.
I would love that if with those first 3 picks next year, they took all defensive players.
Yeah, it's working out for Dallas.
You can rebuild your defense.
They have enough holes.
Yeah, exactly. They have enough holes, and it says to me that, okay, you're satisfied enough with your offense that you went on.
Honestly, I don't know if there's a position that if they went to and they drafted that position, I'd go, oh, that was a mistake.
Oh, on the defensive side of the ball?
Exactly. I mean, honestly,
well, no, if you
I don't think you need offensive line.
You don't need, you're okay, that's the one.
You get Kyle Hamilton, so you go get a playmaking safety.
Yeah.
A ball hawk, hard-hitting playmaking safety. You get a linebacker for Jamie. So, because Santa's not bringing Jamie one under... There's not going to be one under the tree.
But if they took a right guard, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
I would. First round?
Herbig's all right.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it on offensive line next year.
I'd have no problem.
Not first round. No, I'd rebuild my defense. I want a corner. I want a linebacker. Give me that. I'll take a corner, linebacker, safety, and feel really good about things.
Oh yeah, yeah, I would too. I crave nothing more in sports in this town. I said it before than to have a playmaking linebacker on the football team.
Are you one of those fans who, if your team was going to be great, offensively or defensively, you were going to have an elite NFL team? I always want my team to have an elite defense.
Yeah, I'm there too.
I want to root for the team that has the elite defense.
I love a great offense, though. It's hard.
So you.
I mean, I love a good defense, but I think
I'm not talking about good defense. I'm talking about a great. You're one of the top 3 defenses in the NFL. You can have a top 3 offense or a top 3 defense.
Offense, because I feel like throughout history, the offense wins out, especially the way the league's geared toward offense now. It's offensive favored in its play call and its refereeing. Yeah, I would choose the offense.
I just go back to those it wasn't Buddy Ryan years. I'm sorry.
Well, all their Super Bowls.
What was the year that? Oh yeah, it was Buddy Ryan's year where they had the great defense, number 1 overall, number 1 against pass, number 1 against the rush, and they had like 6 quarterbacks that played. Remember that, John?
That was absolutely, yes.
92, I believe it was.
Right. I think they lost to the Rams that year in the postseason, in the wild card game. Might have been the Rams. May have been
on the fumble.
Might have been. Oh, it was terrible.
Washington,
it was a rainy day.
Yeah.
May have been the Washington year.
Yeah.
Because he lost Chicago, Washington, and the Rams.
Yep.
Those were the 3 losses. And again, I saw people with Buddy Ryan stuff at the stadium on Sunday. The fascination.
What, they had his ashes?
The fascination with Buddy Ryan still to this day. Never won a playoff game.
Yeah.
Rich Kotite dumbed his way into a playoff win. And people talk about the Buddy Ryan era like it was like something that like we gotta mark down in the history books.
Yeah,
to teach the next generation of Philadelphia Eagle fans.
It was more of a sideshow than it was.
I look at it as failure. Yeah. All that talent.
Oh my God!
All that skill.
All they needed was a little bit of offense.
And it's one of the top 5 defenses ever. Look at the other top 4; they've all pretty much won.
And what did Randall Cunningham do when he got under other coaching?
He thrived. He also had Chris Carter and
no question.
Randy Moss.
No question. Well, he had Chris Carter here until it all came apart.
Well, Buddy saved his life.
But he did, and he credits Buddy for that.
Yeah, he does.
So which is a good thing. Hey, an autographed Scott Lawton jersey is coming your way at 9:45 today.
I love Lawton. He's
you want this?
Lots.
You can't win.
I call him Lots.
Scotty Lots.
Yeah, thanks to our friends at AAA, a proud partner of the Philadelphia Flyers. 9:45 today. Know your show. 9:45 today. Know your show. And you could win that autographed jersey. Thanks to our friends at AAA. We appreciate it.
And Lifesavers, man.
I love Lifesavers.
Yeah, AAA is awesome.
Winter green.
Good candy.
Oh, I like to.
Oh, yeah.
Too.
The candy is solid.
You got to have AAA.
Wild cherry.
Got to have AAA.
AAA is awesome.
Where do no expectations seasons begin and end? We'll get into it next. John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic. You are a fan of pro football. Some of you watch really bad Big Ten college football. Whatever it is, you can bet on it with the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. And right now, I want you, even if you're a fan of the Big Ten, I want you to take a risk-free bet of up to $500. Bet the under in a lot of these games because the offenses are very high schoolish. You can bet a $500 risk-free bet right now at the Parks Casino Sportsbook app for new customers. The live in-game betting is great. When will I nod off during the Wisconsin game? They haven't put that line out there, but it's there. You can bet on individual player performances, passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, halftime score, whatever it is. You've got the opportunity to use your skill set. You think you're a great football mind? Jamie and I do. Well, put it to the test. Your risk-free bet will be refunded in site credit. Their website has terms and conditions. And you've got baseball postseason. Your opportunity to wager on that, too. Use my promo code Kincaid when you go to parkcasino.com/PA or you download the app. You got to be 21 and in Pennsylvania. Should you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
97.5 The Fanatic.
Every day, thousands of hackers try to steal your crypto. But Arculus uses air-gapped technology by forming a protective barrier that insulates you from hackers and secures your crypto. Order yours at getarculus.com.
97.5 The Fanatic.
John Kincaid Show. Here on 97.5 The Fanatic. It's a nice vibe there, Patrick.
It's
9 o'clock.
Tupac.
9 o'clock hour. I did not know that.
Yes, it's he's a hip-hop artist.
So he's got new stuff coming out? No?
It's a touchy subject.
Is he on an island?
He played Coachella.
Is he on an island? Somewhere?
I don't know where he is.
A lot of people. He's got to be the number one fake death conspiracy out there, right?
Ooh, Machiavelli was up there for a while, but Elvis. You know.
Elvis.
Well, what's the guy that's buried in the Meadowlands?
Jimmy Hoffa. That wasn't a fake death. He's dead.
No, he's just dead. Where is he? Dead.
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
No more Jimmy Hoffa. He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, Tupac's probably the leader in that.
Oh, boy.
Well, this death report is sponsored by LaSalle University.
Oh, that's nice.
At LaSalle University, you'll find a close-knit community that delivers exceptional outcomes with top-performing nursing and 5-year bachelor to master's programs. Explore LaSalle today.
See that?
A death report. I mean, Jamie has a way with it, and he's great at it, and I think you need to learn.
Thing is, though, Bob makes it memorable.
That's right.
Bob makes it memorable.
The reality that we're all going to die one day. Brought to you by LaSalle.
Everyone will remember that.
You're something, Bob.
This is good as something. By the way, belated happy birthday to our boy Joe Z. One of the best sales crew members that we've got.
Happy for you.
Says you can name them all. You can hit them all with a tennis ball. They're all within like 5 feet of each other. But and Joe Z's lovely bride made chocolate chip cookies with an ingredient that I've never heard on a chocolate chip cookie.
I was a little surprised, but it was a tasty item.
Yes. Salted.
Yo, where's the heads up?
Go right now. Take your headset off. Go get one. They're at Joe Z's desk. Jamie, we'll do it without you for 45 seconds. And don't eat it till you get in here. It is a chocolate chip cookie with salt on it.
Yeah.
Not
Delicious
a lot of salt.
item. No, just like a little sprinkle of sea salt. Maybe 3 or 4
and those they're like big squares of like
that's sea salt.
That's delicious.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So we will see if Jamie likes the chocolate chip cookie with the sea salt on it. We do it. Look. Okay. Sea salt. Here comes Jamie. He's back with the sea salt chocolate chip cookie. Interesting.
I love sea salt.
I love sea salt too,
but
I've never
ice cream.
No.
Oh,
I don't remember. I'm not big ice cream.
Put a little cracked sea salt on like a caramel ice cream.
Is that what Jeeves does?
Yeah.
When he's making it? All right, taste it. The chocolate chip cookie with a little sea salt on it.
Delicious.
It's a delicious item. That is really good.
I'm a salt head.
Oh, man. All right, I heard Anthony speaking yesterday because I always listen to Cuz Radio. Do you? Listen to Cuz Radio all day long. Take us on the app. Listen all day to Cousin Chunas. They do a great job. I had to write it down when I heard it. He says, I can't get angry about anything I'm seeing from this team or the coaching staff. Now, I personally don't know many fans who are angry yet. I don't even think, leaving the stadium on Sunday, I didn't encounter. I've seen angry crowds leaving Lincoln Financial Field or leaving the Vet. I don't think that crowd was in any way. I think a lot of people were surprised it was as good a game as it was. But those who are complaining, I believe there is reason to complain. And I think there are valid arguments. Now, Anthony has taken it as this is a year of no expectations. He's got no expectations. He has no, so he's watching it. He said yesterday on the show when he talked with us in the crossover, I'm watching it dispassionately. I guess I can't do that with an Eagles game. I can't watch it dispassionately, and I admire people who have that ability to do so. I can't. But to me, the learning curve needs to be amped up. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. I don't think this is a learn on the job an NFL head coach. I think it's truly unrealistic to expect that Nick Sirianni would have looked. I don't think it's unrealistic to say that he would have looked more prepared for this challenge than he does. Is it wrong to think they should be 2-2? So I'm trying to figure out, where do no expectation seasons begin and end? If you're in a no expectation season like Anthony, you can't find anything alarming. You can't find anything going worthy of vocal criticism, because I don't know when you're watching it dispassionately. I can't do it with Eagles football. I can do it with other sports and other teams, but I can't with the Eagles. So I'm asking, and the question, I'm not passive in like almost anything that I do. So can you explain to me a no expectation season? Where does it begin and end? And what are the rules if you're watching this season with no expectations? Because I had expectations of 6 wins. I had expectations of them being able to make a determination on whether the quarterback was the guy at the end of the season. I had expectations that Miles Sanders was going to be one of their biggest playmakers. I had expectations that Devontae Smith was going to be a breakout talent in the NFL. Where does it begin and end?
It's a hard question, because usually when you have expectations, the excitement that goes with it is, it takes all of your emotion week in and week out. Without expectations, it's more of a sit back and learn type of thing. It's a sit back and observe. It's not an emotional ride. It's more of a, wow, okay, look what he did there, look what they did here type of thing. I had a friend say, and this goes along the same lines, John. I had a friend say to me yesterday, this is a must-win for the Eagles on Sunday.
What?
And my first words out of my mouth were, must-win for what? And I wasn't being a wise ass. I was like, well, for what? Because are you expecting them to win the division? Are you expecting them to go to the playoffs? Why do they need to win? I don't look at it that at all. I really, and here's where expectations come in. I look at them going into a tough environment in Charlotte, a good physical football team. All right, I want to see how they respond to that. That's no expectations right there to me. It's just an observation.
By the way, it's not a tough environment in Charlotte.
No.
Well, I'm
just saying to you, this is one of the easiest, going into Southern NFL stadiums is the easiest thing in the world.
I by tough environment, I mean they play a good physical defense.
They do.
Is what
The one thing, Jamie, I'm going to say is that is it a like you can have I think expectations are, my expectations were low, but I had expectations. I don't understand how Anthony can do it. I can't watch an Eagles game without, I can't watch it disconnected.
I mean, expectations are ever evolving, right? Based on the results of what you see.
I'd say so.
So, if Jalen Hurts came out this year and looked like Justin Herbert last year, you're going, oh, okay. Well, my expectations have now shifted to maybe they have a shot at this division. Our expectations are kind of right so far. I mean, they're not beating the upper echelon teams, and I don't think any of us expected them to. But expectations probably change throughout the course of the year. I mean, if they lose to Carolina, your expectations now are less anger, more build for the future.
The thing is, I'm not hearing
But
anger.
if you beat Carolina, you're going... I heard a lot of anger leaving the stadium. Yeah, I watched a video, a 12-minute video of people's reactions, and people were angry.
God,
On Sunday?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I walked out of the stadium and walked through crowded parking lots and everything. To me, it was very low key. It was
I heard some anger.
It was like, wow, well, they're going to put the hoagie mouth on it.
Exactly. They're going to stand out there.
The overall vibe coming out of that building was not anger.
Well, I wasn't there. I saw this clip.
It wasn't.
But if they beat Carolina, expectations might shift back to, all right, who knows what the wild card record.
You say season's on.
Yeah.
You said earlier.
Yeah, because I don't think Las Vegas is a world beater by any means.
I don't think that's unfair.
So if you beat Carolina on the road, all of a sudden you look at, Tampa's going to be tough, but their defense sucks. And then you look at Las Vegas and you're like, all right, well, maybe.
Sometimes when you have no expectations, you have a magical season, and obviously that'll change expectations. But I think a lot of times when you have no expectations, if you're real with yourself, you're probably expecting not a lot of great things to happen, so you're able to sit back and just evaluate and not care about wins and losses. It's a nice change of pace for an Eagles fan. Not something I want to get used to.
Well, to not worry about wins and losses, I'm there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't expect them. I expected them to win 6. But I do have my expectations are they'd be a 6-win team. If they're a 2-win team, I'm going to be pissed.
See, I won't. Because I look at it like, well, okay, if I was expecting 6 wins, fine, okay. If they get 2, then they're going to be a top 2 pick.
And you know what I'm going to know?
And I'm going to be thrilled about that.
But I'm also going to know that Jalen Hurts isn't the guy and the coach is overmatched.
But if the
I don't want to know either one of those
Not necessarily.
answers.
You might not know the coach isn't the guy, but you might know that Jalen Hurts is overmatched, or you might know that Jalen Hurts is the guy, but the coach is overmatched. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to go hand in hand because he didn't pick Jalen Hurts.
A 2-win season, Jalen Hurts is gone, and Nick Sirianni looks terrible.
What if they have a situation like they did on Sunday where Jalen Hurts looked good, but Sirianni didn't look great?
I don't believe I've seen a 2-win team in NFL history.
Like, I don't think they're going to have
where somebody's gone, man, the offense was great. They just lost because of defense.
It's hard to imagine that they would have 2 wins in this bad division.
Yeah, it would be hard to
They're
believe.
probably going to squeak in a win or 2.
Believe.
But I think you need to look at the positive in that situation. If you're expecting 6 wins, you're expecting them to miss the playoffs.
I was, absolutely.
So, tank away.
Is there any way that you could believe that Jalen Hurts, after this year is done, say, yeah, Jalen Hurts is the guy moving forward, and at the same time say, but Nick Sirianni isn't? Because isn't Jalen Hurts directly tied to Nick Sirianni, though?
No, I absolutely could believe that.
Yeah.
If I see him bumble through some of the things I've seen him bumble through already in 4 games, I absolutely could say to myself, okay, next year he's on the clock. I'm not pulling the plug on a coach after 1 year unless it's horrendous. I mean, it would have to be a horrendous situation. And I don't believe Nick Sirianni's that guy either. I do think he's bright enough that he's going to learn some of these lessons.
I think he's had 3, for the most part, solid games. I would say 2 good ones. The San Fran one, just okay. Dallas was a disaster.
Dallas was a disaster.
Let's just forget about that one.
If you're saying excellent, very good, fair play.
Atlanta was excellent.
Excellent day.
I thought Sunday he was very good.
I think he was good.
Okay.
I think he was good.
Not excellent, but not bad.
No, definitely not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Dallas, you just throw out the window.
Dallas was poor.
As a learning
and
curve.
I think he was fair in the San Francisco.
Yeah. So, fair. Yeah. It's about what I expected out of him, kind of.
2 home losses, his mistakes shined.
They did. They really do.
They just did, yeah.
And I think that there's a lot that I wish he didn't have I wish he didn't have the play calling.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Because he can. The thing is, he can control the play calling. He can lay out the plan all week long and say, Shane, 3rd and 8. Here's the plays I love. 2nd and 5. Here's the plays I love. 3rd and 2. Here's the things I love. 3rd and 2. We're going to be in the shotgun, and then we're going to pitch it back another 5 yards.
There must
just to really go.
There's something orgasmic about calling plays in the NFL because people love to do it.
I think it's a power trip.
No, it's absolutely.
Do you really
it's
believe?
An ego thing, yeah.
The thing is, though, Pat, he got the job.
Yeah.
He already got the job.
You're being logical. You're saying he got the job, so what does he have to prove? And I think he was probably sitting there scratching, going, well, let me call plays. Why am I not calling plays in Indy? And okay, he finally gets to Philly. Now I get to call plays. And I think a lot of times the hubris of coaches in all sports ends up costing them because while they know they might not be great at something, they rarely give up power. They rarely delegate.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you can have so much control as the head coach. You can literally lay out the entire plan of what you want down by down. You can make up the call sheet each week of the play calls, and you can tell Shane Steichen, don't call that, call this. Or I'm overruling you on this call. There are coaches who've done that. They let somebody call the plays, and then they'll say, like, whoa, what is our play? What are we doing on 3rd down? No, go with the other one. And try to do that. Hey, the 9 o'clock hour is brought to you by the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. Get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. And for details, go to Bagster.com. I'm convinced Anthony may be part cyborg. That because to dispassionately, and I know the passion he has for Eagles football.
Yeah,
and for him to be able to be so dispassionate about it and so analytical about it, I'm amazed because I can't. I don't have that in me.
Yeah, I do, and it's kind of how I mostly watch games.
Is it because you guys are journalists?
Probably my old profession had something to do with it. Like, you have to disassociate yourself from, fandom and like watch it differently. But I did that long before I even became a writer. I honestly started to watch games for the enjoyment of it as opposed to the emotional level that you get to. Like, right. I loved it. I mean, I loved when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and the Phillies World Series. Awesome. You love that stuff. But yeah, the emotional each week in and out, I don't reach those levels like most.
Come to PJ's. PJ Wheelahands. This Thursday, we will be in Cherry Hill at the PJ's from 5 to 7 p.m. We will. The Bob Cooney Memorial Tour here. But he's not memorial. He's here. No, he's not. Come to Bob's Wake Thursday at PJ's in Cherry Hill. It's going to be a fantastic time.
I'd love to see that. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you love to see your own funeral before you died?
No. A lot of people have done that.
I think it'd be cool. I'd like to see people.
That's happened in Port Charles.
About me.
You want to see all your family
people have gone to their own funerals.
That wouldn't be cool, but
that'd be bad. Hey,
to see who shows up.
Happy hour at PJ's in Cherry Hill this Thursday from 5 to 7. We hope you're going to be there for it and be a part of things. In Cooney's Corner, he's asking if you'd want some change.
Now, let's see what's in Cooney's Corner. Our perfect show just ended.
He really is. He's asking for some change.
There's that.
Maybe change him.
So we've talked a lot about the Eagles' offense, and this is where I'm specifically going with this. We've talked a lot about the Eagles' offense today, what's been put on Jalen Hurts, what they could do different, what they wouldn't do different. But what would you do different come Sunday against Carolina? And look, schematically, you have to look at their personnel, and of course, things are going to change that way. But as far as you saying, all right, I'm going to impose my will this way, is there much to change?
Carolina has two very aggressive DNs. I might work the running game in between the tackles a little more and try and... But like I said, it's a week-to-week thing.
The running game?
I mean, if they tell Jalen this week, look, we see something here with the defensive ends, going wide and coming in aggressive. Let's try and sneak it up the middle with some runs.
Okay, you keep saying this, that it's a week-to-week thing? Every week it's pass. Every week.
Okay. Well, the pass was working again.
There's never a week where he's going to go, we're going to really go heavy run, is he? Do you think that curveball's coming?
I mean, I think you take the defense that you're going against into consideration.
You faced a worse rush defense on Sunday than a pass defense.
They're just the worst. They're just the worst defense.
Yeah, but they were the worst.
They had 500 yards offense.
They're worse with the rush.
They didn't punt the ball.
They're not doing what you're saying.
But that's what you want.
No, you're not doing what they're doing.
Everybody leaving the stadium, run the ball. They had 500 yards offense, and they didn't punt the ball. Like, I don't really see that as an issue, just because they're bad against the run.
They do it every week. They never run the ball.
They're 8th in the NFL in terms of yards per game. Like, the offense, to me, isn't a huge problem. The red zone offense is a problem, but... That's just execution.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, look, when you don't punt the ball, it's hard to find some faults with the offense. But
I might try and run it more.
Okay, try
this
to run
weekend.
It more.
Yeah, try and take advantage of their aggressive defensive front.
Coach has promised it 4 consecutive weeks.
You believe way too much of what they say.
He's promised it again. We're going to run the ball more. We're going to be like normal teams.
It'll be interesting again to see how this plays out, but. The reason I bring it up is because I don't know if I would change much. You did something so effectively last week to the tune of no punch, to the tune of close to 500 yards. You put 30 points on the board. Yeah, were some of them in a late touchdown? Yeah, no question. But your offense probably looked its best last week. So I don't know if I'm doing something pretty good. Maybe I'm not going away from it too much. I mean, you might be coming in on...
I'm just saying it's yards. I don't care about yards.
Well, they got 30 points.
The only thing I would change...
And garbage.
The only thing I would change is how they attack the red zone. That's it.
What would you do in the red zone, Pat?
I would have a guy under center. For sure.
Ding, ding. Okay, go on. Give me more.
I might... And
you might do something like you did with Gainwell on Sunday?
1 or 2. I'm not getting... I also want them to integrate Reagor more. I was surprised they didn't get him the ball much. Other than that one run in the first quarter, you didn't hear his name, and maybe he just wasn't getting open. But I would like to see that a little bit more. Other than that, Bob, I'm nitpicking. You're right. I mean, they instituted their offense, and they were gashing the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, so that was the whole point of it. It's funny. We've talked about the offense endlessly yesterday and today.
Sure.
But then when you go into this game, I really was wondering, okay, well, what would you change? I couldn't really come up with a whole bunch.
In the red zone, and I appreciate Andrew sending me it from ESPN. I don't know the writer that he copied and pasted this from.
What do you say, ESPN?
Thank you very much, ESPN. This was from yesterday morning. What is percentage run pass in the red zone this year?
The league average?
Across the league. Run pass. What percent run, what percent pass?
57-43.
You're saying run 57?
Pass.
Pass 57. What do you say the pass number is, Bob, in the red zone?
Red zone is inside the 20 where you have to. That's a good number, Jamie. I'll go 55-45. No, I'll go higher. I'll go 65-35.
Go back to what you did. 55-45. You guys are right on the target.
Yeah.
It's 55 pass, 45 run.
That's about right.
Nick Sirianni, pay attention. Pay attention.
But the plays work.
Because it's run, we're talking 4 weeks. It's throw. Run the damn ball.
But 3 touchdowns were called back.
You got to run it. You need to run the football. You're not going to win.
I'm not anti-run.
He is.
I don't think he is. He's trusting Jalen Hurts to make the read. And that's a rookie quarterback. So if your argument is that he shouldn't be making the reads.
He's putting the most workload of any quarterback in the NFL on Jalen Hurts.
It's like John Taffer's pressure test in the kitchen. Let's see what you got.
You're going to kill
sink or swim.
Clean the place up.
Shut it down.
Is that what he does?
Yeah.
Is he another one of those screaming cooks?
You're going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him, I don't think. Who's the other one? Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Taffer
calls you a wanker.
By the way.
You donkey.
We can ask Shaquille about him.
Looks like a dog's dinner.
A hangover couch like Saturday or Sunday and a John Taffer bar rescue marathon. That's living, baby.
Oh, he's bar rescued.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name. I know who he is.
Shut it down.
Do you believe those shows?
100%.
Where they're coming in screaming in somebody's...
Absolutely.
The wagging the finger in front of someone's nose, Bob Cooney would deck somebody.
Well, you know what?
If someone came up to Bob...
chicken out, raw chicken...
what? Wait,
Bob checked out when we stopped talking sports.
It's a great show. Bob, if you were in one of those shows where the person comes and screams in your face and wags the finger right up against your nose, you'd deck him.
Not if Bob Cooney was leaving chicken out at 70 degrees. He's going to kill somebody. No. He deserves a finger wagging.
I had that happen to me at a restaurant that is no longer open on the main line.
Because John Taffer didn't visit it.
They left their chicken out and then refroze it.
Did you say you enjoy a hangover?
No, he says in a hangover.
But like, if you want like mindless, like thoughtless TV,
you can listen to this. You can listen to us.
You a big fountain soda.
Rewind the last 3 hours.
There is a man who I believe for a long time has been a sociopath, and he is. He proves it again. John Kincaid Show here on The Fanatic. Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa wants you to de-stress. After the game every week, you can go to 975thefanatic.com and enter our contest to tell us why the Eagles have stressed you out. They're going to help you restore, relax, refresh. You can get a massage or a facial with an introductory price of just $69.95. Yes, get all that sunscreen that you put on your face all fall during the summer. Get it off before the fall and the winter. Help clean your pores out. 57 spas in Delaware, South Jersey, and Philly, including the Lehigh Valley. And you can book online at handandstone.com to get your massage or facial at just $69.95. They also have gift cards. So think about it, guys. With the holidays coming up, you're always looking for a great gift for the lady in your life, or ladies, guys like it too. A nice massage, be great for him. Or the facial. He can really look good. Go to handandstone.com. Check it on out. You will absolutely love it. Tell them John Kincaid was the one who sent you from The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic. The Fanatic.
Remember, the Know This Show question comes your way at 9:45. An autographed Scott Lawton jersey is on the line, thanks to our friends at AAA, a proud partner of the Philadelphia Flyers. Do not send your teenagers out on the roads without AAA.
No.
Make sure they've got that.
Yeah, that would help.
Because that side of the road call's coming. You had a nice chat last night with your daughter. You hung out with your daughter and were just shooting the bull.
Yeah, she was, I don't know what she was doing. I just said, hey, come here and sit down.
Well, she wasn't on Instagram.
No.
No, last night they were back on Instagram. With a vengeance, they were back.
Yeah.
I was hoping Zuckerberg
just those photos.
Just got fired into the sun.
I hate that stupid stuff. Hey, Flyers Islanders tonight in the preseason. 7 o'clock. Right here on The Fanatic.
Rick DiPietro and net.
I believe he's on ESPN New York.
Probably on IR again.
Wow.
I think he's gotten a better haircut. I think last time I saw Rick, I think he had a better haircut.
He's actually a good analyst. Very good job.
And he does a good job on, he's pretty good on sports talk radio, too. He actually likes other sports and is very passionate about it.
Imagine that.
Amazing. Okay, I'm going to tell you about you watch those shows, what's the one I told you my girls love? The one that Shamar Moore used to be on, where they go around, they find serial killers.
The Walking Dead.
Crazy people.
Breaking Bad.
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds.
I was close.
There's got to be an episode of Criminal Minds at some point that comes up with Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer's creepy.
Dirty grandpa.
He's been creepy his entire career. Urban Meyer has been a man with a moral compass that is broken and a lack of integrity forever. And every time he leaves, it's a bad exit. There's a fire going on in the building and he's exiting out the back. Every single place that he's been. It's just how he goes about his business. But Urban Meyer, first of all, I've never heard of a 4 games in NFL head coach not traveling back with his team on the team charter.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because he wanted to go see his grandchildren. And I've never heard of one that goes out drinking with buddies at his restaurant, where everybody is going to know it's you because it's your restaurant, sitting at the bar and then having a woman gyrate on him.
She was twerking that day.
And he knows people are taking pictures. They had been taking pictures beforehand, so I'm thinking he is heavily into the alcohol.
By the way, the grandchildren angle of the story is being disputed by a checkmark, saying he was there for a buddy's birthday party beforehand and they showed up drunk.
No, he said...
Yeah, I bet he said that.
No, he said his story was...
Sure.
No, his story was that they were elsewhere. No.
He said with his grandkids?
No. He did not say that. He said the wife was with the grandchildren. He was out to dinner and partying for the guy's birthday.
I thought he said he was having a nice dinner with the grandkids.
Go see No. His wife was with the grandkids back home, and they were in the tub. She said, because he's out at a birthday party, and then Shelly, or whatever her name is, Shelly, she tweets out, while you're there, I'm here doing grandma duty, and she goes, Grammy rules.
Well, so he was clearly in the black enough.
He was in
that he forgot cell phones have cameras on.
I think the full story was one of his friends, Mitch, who's recently broke up with his girlfriend, got a house. They threw a big party. They called it Mitchapalooza.
Wait a minute, I don't think that was it.
He's the Godfather.
Sure?
I think they call him.
How does he not? First of all, how does he not travel back with his team to Jacksonville?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's odd. I mean, that's odd. I don't care.
Are you looking at him for the moral standard?
No, I already knew that. Urban Meyer, when he retired the first time from Florida, retiring for his health and to spend more time with his family. Do you know how long that lasted? 3 weeks. So he took a job with ESPN.
Yeah.
Didn't spend more time with the family, and then had his eyes out going, give me that Ohio State job. Hey, Luke Fickell, sure. I'll take that job. I'll take it. This is a guy who comes up with any angle at any time. Then he's caught being a cheat at Ohio State.
Just a bit.
Then he finds his way out of there.
He had that lovely Aaron Hernandez and Pouncey situation down
Oh, no, he's not the only one either.
Oh, yeah.
There's many more criminal elements.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He once had a guy on his Florida roster at one time. He had 30 guys who'd been arrested.
Oh, my God.
30 players.
Are you serious?
Yes. Now, some of them had been arrested for driving without a driver's license. Some of them, so it wasn't all, nasty stuff. This is a guy who colors outside the lines constantly to get ahead in life.
I wonder if Shelley's got an agreement with him.
But here's what I got to say. I don't care at all about what he does in his marriage. Or
yeah,
if
they
his
could have
wife's
an open
offended.
marriage. I don't know.
And I don't care.
But it was pretty dumb.
Keep it in your pants.
That was dumb.
You have daughters, and you became the number one trending thing on Twitter Sunday night. You don't want your kids seeing you credit card swiping some girl's butt at the bar.
Wow,
I got you.
You're one to talk, Jamie.
But I do not.
I almost went down in front of two dudes.
That
was this morning at Wawa.
It happened.
But I do not. I hate the term couldn't care less. I do not care at all what he does in his marriage. I just don't. I don't care what he does in his marriage. I don't care if when Tiger Woods was trotted out in front of the media to apologize for cheating on his wife, I was like, why is he doing this? Because the only person he owes an apology to is his wife and his children, who he absolutely gave a poor example to. They were too young to even understand. They'll understand when they get the internet and they find out what dad was up to. But he doesn't owe me anything. I don't care about my neighbor's marriage. I don't care about anyone. No one else's marriage affects mine. And my marriage doesn't affect theirs. I don't understand the man should be fired. Fire him. Fire. I don't get it. I really don't. Even though no matter how much I have disdain for this guy. Do not like him.
Yeah, he's not a very likable guy, is he?
And I've been in press conferences with him, and he's a condescending.
That makes sense. I mean, he is bringing a distraction to his team.
What's the distraction?
I was distracted.
His press conference yesterday was all about it. And he had to sheepishly stand there and say,
but
we're talking about it in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but the players had the off week. I mean, they're not.
They're busting his balls if they're smart.
Oh, I guarantee you they will be.
Well, I mean,
But I don't think it's going to go. That's going to affect them preparing for whoever they play this week.
No, I don't think that, but it's a circus.
Yeah. Well, Trevor Lawrence, if he has a bad game Sunday, it's because...
No, it's not that, but it is a distraction. And you don't want your team distracted from something. You don't want your coach distracted from anything. This is a business. He signed up to be the head coach of that football team, and he did something that's a black mark on it.
Yeah,
now.
It might be a welcome distraction, though, for that team. That team is a bad football team, and they just went from having questions about their crappy play to questions about their coach getting twerked on. If I was in that Jacksonville locker room, please, give me more Urban Meyer questions. I don't want to talk about how I suck on the field. Give me way more Urban Meyer questions.
In all honesty, just taking it away from that story for a second, do you care about...
No.
If anyone else cheats on their spouse or otherwise, because
it's
first of all, it's not, but also too, I've known a couple of examples where I guess couples had different rules.
Sure. But you always say with Joe Girardi, my CEO, he's the face of the organization. Urban Meyer right now and Trevor Lawrence are the face of that organization. That's not a good look for the Jaguars.
No, it's not a great look.
Why?
No, it's not.
He's a good-looking guy.
If you're Trevor Lawrence, I believe he's a holy roller, same girl since he was like 13, married her.
Trevor? Yes.
Very committed. Mm-hmm. Like, he might walk a different path than Urban, and now look at him like...
Did you believe that with Tim Tebow?
No.
I'm just wondering. Just saying.
But Tim Tebow didn't have a girlfriend that he married immediately before he graduated.
I got you. I think there's
I don't think he didn't have premarital sex.
I think there's a lot of marketing that goes on.
Sure, but I think he's a holy roller type from everything I've read on the kid. And he might look at Urban now like, ooh, you're a bit creepy.
Well, everyone looks at Urban creepy now.
Well, you don't want to lose your, you don't want to be looked at. You don't want to be looked at by your team as that.
Do you think,
in my opinion,
do you think that the members of the Patriots look at Bill Belichick and go, that's the guy I aspire to be?
Success-wise, yeah.
Really, though?
I mean, if it works.
No. As a coach, he's a great coach. But the guy, the man, because Urban Meyer's a great football coach. He's been a great football coach his entire career, and I don't think he's 0-4 because he's a terrible coach. I think he's getting a program started, and whether he wants to ditch it or whether they want to ditch him is another question. Could he sneak out another exit?
Urban Meyer's a guy that I feel weird about because I don't like to blindly say that I don't like somebody or that whatever, and I don't know anything about him. You know what I mean? All I know is he's kind of a hate the face, his comments in press conferences, but nothing that he's done has made me say, oh, look at him.
Do you remember the famous I'm a man, I'm 40?
Yes.
I'm a man, I'm 40.
At Oklahoma State.
Gundy.
Mike Gundy with his
That's not true.
His mullet.
Great mullet.
And everything else.
The kid hated him.
There is no such thing.
He seems like a creep.
Yeah, the kid did hate him.
Steve Belichick had a pretty good mullet.
Oh, my gosh.
God.
But you remember him. He got upset and he went after a female reporter. That was a whole thing. There was a whole tirade. And he was directing it at a female reporter in a room full of men. I've seen Urban Meyer say with women in a press conference, an SEC press conference, well, when you watch a lot of football, you understand he's a condescending, any question of him, he's going to condescend to you. Well, if you watched a lot of football, I've watched a lot of football in my day, and you know what I've come about? Now, my belief is this. You may think otherwise.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. You've dealt with them coaches before, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Some coaches don't take kindly to being questioned. They don't like it.
It's almost like they're cocky.
A little bit. And I guess you have to be cocky to get to there, right?
Probably.
You got to be able to get there.
Yeah.
So, in the linchpin, Sirianni's belief system, in question.
This is the linchpin.
Yeah, he said something, I believe it was after the game, if my memory serves me correct. He was asked about the correcting of penalties. It might have been in the Friday or Saturday press conference. It's all bleeding together for me.
2 weeks in a row he's addressed this.
Okay, yeah, so he was basically asked, what's your belief in practice about correcting these penalties? Because they need to do something. Like the Dillard example from Sunday with the Goddard touchdown. That was a mistimed thing. Like, Dillard didn't do anything wrong, per se. It was as much on Hurts as it was on him. That's just something you need to iron out and correct going forward. They need to do something about their penalties because it's not working. So Sirianni's belief is he doesn't stop practice when a penalty happens. They point it out and go to the film room, correct it there. Maybe try something different. Maybe correct it on the field. If you need to extend practice an extra 25, 30 minutes, he feels as though it's one less rep they can get on the practice field if they stop and correct and point it out. So he'd rather do that correcting in the film room, which kind of reminds me of Chip Kelly a little bit. Ugh.
No, it is. It's very collegiate.
Yeah, so... But he's been in the pros. He doesn't have the...
Which is crazy. Know. It's a collegiate type of... More college coaches do that than NFL.
Maybe start correcting it on the field.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And just extend practice. Like, if you have to be out there longer, you got to be out there longer. I don't care. I don't know if it's some CBA rule or not, but fix it right then and there.
Because...
Here's point it out in front of the whole team, too. Not in
in front of the whole team and implement the situation. All right, look what you did. Now it's 1st and 20.
Right. Yep.
If you're not correcting it, then say, yeah, that was a flag. But
you just killed the momentum, Andre.
Yeah, okay, you don't feel it. I don't know. We just gained 15 yards, and Coach said I held, but we just gained 15 yards. What difference does it make? You have to practice exactly how you're going to play a game. And if you see a hold in practice, Jamie, I'm so glad you brought this up because it is rule number one to me about coaching. You have to implement in practice what's going to happen in a game. You can't ignore a penalty in practice.
It's another error.
Yeah, some people learn differently.
Another mistake of a young coaching staff.
That is asinine.
It is.
Like, what? This is arguably one of the stupider things I've ever heard a coach do.
Stupider?
No, there are coaches. I tell you, there are coaches.
That was meant to be that.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. You know what? You're right. If you want to do it for a week, if you want to do it for 2 weeks, okay. When we're 4 weeks in and penalties have been an absolute disaster.
It's not working.
It's not working. You need to fix it.
There you go.
Yeah, and he's got to correct things on the fly quickly as a young coach.
And he's going
to try things. He's going to crack eggs, as you say.
Okay, well, the eggs have cracked enough.
Yeah, so now try a different omelet approach.
You're 4 weeks in. You have the resume of the worst penalized team in the history of the NFL.
Yeah. You're making your omelets wrong, bro.
And you know what?
Fix it.
Week after week, you tell me you're going to fix it, and you're not fixing it.
Yeah.
So fix
By the end of the year, I'm going to get you to stop believing what they say up there.
If you have a high school senior, you need to visit collegeave.com. It's College Avenue. They're awesome. College Avenue Student Loans is the emotional support system that will help you guide through the college journey from start to finish. I'm telling you this, if you've got a kid who's ready to go to college and you say, well, I'm going to need $10,000 a year. I'm going to need $15,000 a year. Go to collegeave.com. Sit with your kid and go through it. and you're going to see it within 3 minutes. You will know what you can qualify for, what kind of rate. It's amazing. You got to check it out. They're good new people, and we welcome into the John Kincaid Show family. All right, we got to know the show question today for an autographed jersey. Pat?
Yes, the know the show question is, what local university brought us the death report?
What local university?
That's a great question.
Brought us the death report. 610-632-0975. If you think you know the answer, Bob Cooney, in only the way that Bob Cooney did.
Okay, from
could do.
You can get a Scott Lawton autographed jersey.
Lots.
Thanks to AAA, proud partner of the Philadelphia Flyers. One of my favorite, Price is Right musics, too.
It's great.
This is an awesome one.
Stupid.
Only weirdos don't like Price is Right.
I watched the Price is Right prime time special.
Like I said, weirdos.
Seriously, weirdos do not like the Price is Right.
Stupid show.
When Anthony,
You're not wrong, Jay.
wait a minute. When Anthony Kate was home from school, little Anthony Gargano's home from school. What was he watching? He's watching the all 22 tape. But Mom, I got this Super 8. I've got all 22 on the Eagles game.
Where's my Dr. J VHS?
It's kind of true. He's not wrong.
He's handwritten letters to Doug Collins.
I used to write to every team in all 4 sports.
About what?
I would ask for they send you stuff.
Yeah, I did it with basketball and baseball.
Yeah, they would send you. And I said, look, I loved it because I would come home from school.
And what would you ask?
There would be an envelope from the Lakers. When Eddie Jones was a rookie, I wrote a letter.
It was awesome with the letterhead. It's like, it was the greatest.
It was cool.
You'd see, Pittsburgh Steelers. And oh my God!
And one champion's way, Pittsburgh,
and they send you stupid things, an autographed picture, whatever. Oh, I loved it.
It was great.
I had boxes full of these envelopes from these different.
That's why you needed 3 Baxters in your driveway.
And sometimes you get
know
legit.
what I got. Oh, it's
wait a minute, Mr. Snuffy. Mr. Snuffy says, Coach, why do you always escort Cuz in like he's Hannibal Lecter?
That's a good question.
We're going to wheel in Cuz one day.
He does just walk him over there.
We're going to wheel him in one day.
You guys handcuff me so I can't punch Jamie.
We're going to wheel him in one day with a mask. Hello, Clarice. Hello, Cooney. Hello.
He comes in with a can of beans and a bottle of Chianti. We're all in trouble.
Next time I come in, I'm going to bite him.
Fava beans.
Mr. Snuffy with a big win this morning on that one. By the way, the law firm for injured workers like Jamie Schulter yesterday is Martin Law. Visit paworkinjury.com. He was calling Martin Law after the show yesterday because I'm just telling you, he kept going. I think I got a case. I got a case. I was asking earlier and we did the 9 o'clock hour, top of the 9 o'clock hour on listening to you yesterday. And the idea of how do you do it? Because I don't think I'm equipped. How do you dispassionately watch the Eagles? Because Bob says he can do it.
Yeah,
you do it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's your journalist background. Because I can't.
You know what it is? I love the game. I love the game, right?
Of course you do. Yes.
The game itself, the matchups of the game. So I get my, jollies watching that and knowing that this is not a team that's going to achieve much. I can easily get through a season and enjoy it by analyzing it. So I guess that's it.
Okay,
so I hear you. I listened to a bunch of callers yesterday. Felt exactly the way you felt, John. And it's all right, guys. I'm here for you. I'll listen.
There's one thing you're saying though, that I took issue with. The only thing I took issue with was I don't hear anger in people. I haven't really found angry people.
I don't know if it's
people frustrated.
I feel the angst. All right, which is different than angry, but it's emotion.
I was angry last year at Doug Peterson. Pull your
head out of your ass.
There comes a point. You got to pull in a lot. Nick Sirianni may be driving me nuts in a lot of ways, but I'm not angry. As far as I'm concerned yet.
Let me ask you a question. Do you not believe in any kind of curve?
No, I do. I do.
He's got, I look at him and I go, I think he's done fine. I enjoyed I thought his game plan was spot on. I thought I don't know what he does wrong. The run of the ball 2 weeks ago against Dallas, I agree with that. But the game kind of got, if you went through the possessions, the game kind of got away from him a little bit.
Lewis says here, it's called being a professional and watching objectively. I am completely objective when it comes to the Eagles.
Yeah,
I'm completely objective.
Yeah.
I'm like a lawyer.
Listen,
but even if they're my favorite team, I can be objective.
Completely objective. First of all, I want them to win, so that automatically makes me not objective. I want to tell you, I can put the objective hat on and keep it real, but I make no bones about it. I want to see them win. I grew up in this town. One of the reasons why we don't have to be journalists here.
No, we don't. That's not the job. We're not paid to be journalists in this studio.
We need to share and really blend with our audience and entertain them, but actually connect with them.
People want to see you as Hannibal Lecter for Halloween. We have to do a Halloween.
That would be great.
I'm done. I'm in.
Halloween episode.
Who can I eat? Cousin Joey can cart you around.
Halloween, we have to wear costumes. You can be we need Halloween costumes.
Off Amazon.
All right, we're all going to dress up for Halloween, but nobody will know what each other's going to do until Halloween.
Oh, we have to actually do that?
Yes.
Oh, I don't
Jamie,
typically dress up.
No, you're going to dress up for this one. It's a group activity. You'd be good at it. Hey, remember to support life-saving cancer research.
Yeah.
Join us and our generous partner, Window Nation. Make a donation to the American Association for Cancer Research today at 975thefanatic.com/AACR because cancer research saves lives. Cuz Radio is coming your way next. Then you hang out for the Mike Missinelli Show. Flyers hockey tonight on the Fanatic. Don't miss any of it. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6. Have a great day, everybody.
Every day, thousands of hackers try to steal your crypto. But Arculus uses air-gapped technology by forming a protective barrier that insulates you from hackers and secures your crypto. Order yours at getarculus.com.